and this one DM didn't like it at all, and that actually discouraged me from playing for a little while. But I've found much better groups since. So
Yeah.
because I
I
feel
can
like
believe it.
any way is viable as long as you're trying to participate. I feel like yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
some people like the first person, some people like the third person, as long as they're trying to participate.
Right.
In the joint storytelling, it's participation. I agree completely. I mean, we're all telling the story together, whether we're doing it like my other character, where he's pretty much being a description, or babbling like I do. So it looks like the only one that probably won't be is going to be Chomsky.
Yeah, he's gonna try and make it later, but he's been very, very busy at work. Like he made it last night, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And he made it last week too, so it's the season, I guess.
Right.
And
Hard.
Remy said he'll be here later, so
Yeah, just a few minutes late. Probably by the time we get done with just
recap.
getting through
Yeah.
the recap.
Hi, Lou.
Good evening.
Is my mic picking up background noise? Because I'm seeing myself light up a lot when I'm still not talking.
I don't hear it.
Okay.
Me
It's funny
neither.
because now that I've said that, I didn't see it light up at all when I paused.
I don't know. I'm talking just to see if it does it for me. It kind of did for me just a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
sure
hearing
what it
you
is.
all fine.
Okay, good.
So I think this is everyone for now. Looks like, is that right? Is it Gao's turn? Yeah, it looks like Gao, you would be up for scribe duty if you're okay with that.
Yep, I've already got my rough draft set up.
Alright, sweet. And Uslog, it looks like you were the previous scribe. Do you want to...
That I was.
Alright, do you want to give us a quick recap?
Yeah, it was quite a doozy. So let's see. The Splitlanders were on their way through the Shadowfell to their fortress that they had taken over from the Shadowkai. They were resting in the middle of the night when they found themselves transported to a illusory lair of a legendary aberration called a Belhaneth. It's accompanied by a bunch of wraiths. Gao got teleported away, and the wraiths kind of closed in. Uslog ran towards where she heard Gao in the distance. Remy followed as a giant eagle. Remy got Gao to safety, or out of the clutches of the Belhaneth at least. And the Belhaneth then turned its attention on Uslog. Grappled her, teleported her away. Anytime allies would come near, she gave it a good whacking, but eventually it knocked her out, and then it hit her again, and she lost 2 death saves. Then Darian finished off the Belhaneth. Uslog failed her last death save seconds before Remy could pour a health potion in her mouth, and she died. Just saying. She at least in my head, her spirit in wolf form kind of watched over the battle for a couple rounds until Arapel attempted to revivify Uslog. But the spell was blocked, and Arapel found himself face to face with some of the Raven Queen's kind of higher like priests, I guess, or escorts. It's called the Midnight Procession. As they were escorting Uslog into the afterlife, Arapel tried to kind of convince them to return her, but they said they could not. but considering Uslog and the Splitlanders had a noble quest to stop the Shadowlords, if the party could find their way to the Temple of the Raven Queen, they would lend them aid, but only gave them, as far as directions go, fate will guide you. After the party finished off the last of the lair's denizens, they were the lair disappeared and they were back in the wastes of the Shadowfell. Arapel told them all about the Raven Queen escort. There were Shadowkai elves that were escorting Uslog. Gao informed them that apparently this escort was like higher ranking, so apparently Uslog was held in high esteem. Hey, who knew?
Yay!
Yay, win. So the party kind of discussed what to do with Uslog. Remy gave Uslog quite a lovely illusion to kind of send her off, then disappeared with her into his sanctuary ring, where he placed her just respectfully somewhere in there. The party decided to finish their rest because they have quite the journey still to go to the fortress. And I think that's where
Yeah, the group did finish their rest, so it was the next day. It was the 72nd of fall at 7 a.m. when you had all awakened fully rested. Still within the plains, the former lair of the Balhanath. I guess getting ready to set off?
Is Uslog still in Remy, and Remy's still in the ring?
Remy's sleeping in, I bet. Just because he's late.
Okay. Because I remember.
I would guess that she's still in there.
Arapel would share with the group that Remy can hear us within the ring if you'd like to.
Well, Remy is probably
him to get out.
outside the ring now in the morning.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But
Right.
Uslog's corpse is not yet.
Wait, but Remy can't go back in for another day, and Xylia made it clear that she needed to bring Uslag out this morning.
Well,
right.
he can go in, I think, once per short rest or a long
No,
rest.
he
right?
can only do it once a day.
He said that he brought her back out, minus the ring of protection. At the
Let
end of last one, and
double check that ability, because I don't know any abilities that are once a day. They're usually once per long rest, but I could be wrong.
Well, that's what I meant, was once per long rest.
Oh yeah, so that would have reset when he came out, so he can go back in and get her.
Okay.
Yeah, he would say.
But now you said he'd come back out. You said.
Yeah, so he would say, "Oh well, I just assumed we could transport her in there, making it easier rather than carrying her."
Xylia made it very clear that she expected to be able to transport Uslag herself, as is the tradition of their tribe.
So Xylia would indeed tell him, "You must go back in and bring her out." And he'd be like, "Oh, very well."
I'm gonna just mute myself so I don't accidentally speak, because but I'm listening.
So sure, he brings her corpse out for Xylia to carry. He says, "There you go, if you want to make it harder."
All right then.
What does the group want to do?
I guess were we still on our way to the fort? Like that's where we're going, right? Still.
yes.
All right. Well, tell everyone let's pack up our stuff and let's get on the road. Time's a wasted.
Should we not look around and see if there's anything valuable in the previous lair?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what we said we were going to do after we rested.
Oh, okay then.
I thought so. Yeah.
That is what you said last night, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to search the area, it's a fairly large area, but you are welcome to make probably perception, and it would take probably at least an hour or two.
Okay.
Is that what the group wants to do?
Can everyone search or only those
Yeah,
trained?
everyone can search.
Yep, I'm good at that.
Let's try it. See what we find.
Okay. Anyone else?
And I'm trying to get my character sheet open.
Also, does anyone still have exhaustion levels?
We lose 1 after long rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do not.
I don't.
Alright, everyone roll a d20, please, after the perception checks.
This is not looking.
Okay.
Wow.
You can roll one too, Uslog.
To be a
Oh no, what have I done? Alright. Or what have you done, Gal? What have you done?
Alright, let me look at something for a moment. So... never mind, I see. We don't have everyone's wish lists up yet. Alright, so... There was a wish list item found here.
Oh no.
I will use the wish lists I have to roll something. Okay, so you would find, as you search around, there's a kind of a cache off to the side. It looks like there are several bodies laid out there. They look like they've been dead for at least, probably at least a couple of weeks. They're all desiccated from the necrotic energies as well as partially eaten. But
Shadowlord? Are they right from here?
yeah, they're Shadowkai. You probably wouldn't recognize them, but they also have some items on them. You would find a strange-looking ring. Is one thing there. Hang on, I gotta record these. You'd also find what looks like just a large pile of pale coins. Counting them out, there are about 3,000.
Oh, shit.
3,000 GP of pale coin.
Well, that'll be useful.
And there are a few other things. I need a D10 roll.
I'd say, Darian, you were the most perceptive. Let's say you found it. If you want to roll.
Okay.
Anyone can roll, but yeah. Okay.
I have to refresh. My Roll20 is doing some weird stuff.
So there is a strange-looking potion in the group of items there. It's marked by a Looks like a piece of paper that's attached to it by a string. Do you speak Elven?
No.
Okay, so then it is in a language you don't understand. Give me another D10 roll, please.
Okay. The same one.
Hello.
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 Sorry for being
Hello.
late.
You're
Hey.
good.
You're missing all the looting.
Oh, fuck!
There is some kind of wand there.
Hmm.
Probably,
Remy, I just posted what we've found so far.
Thank you.
which you probably don't recognize.
Probably not.
And one more D10 roll, please. Okay. It looks like trying to generate something that makes sense.
While this is happening, Darian, are you sharing what you found or no?
Yeah, I'm sharing. I would also give Gal the potion and ask him read what's on the paper. Since he speaks Elvish, I think.
All right. So if you look at the piece of paper, it would say clairvoyance on the potion.
It says clairvoyance.
Hmm.
Here you go. Hand it back.
All right. I hook it on my belt.
All right, give me one moment to check something. It looks like there is also it looks like there is another potion there.
All right. Pick it up.
This one does not have a label on it. And that's all you'd find.
Okay. I tell everyone what I find. Well, what I've been finding. Does anyone? Can anyone identify these items? They look magical.
I think Chomsky is our identifier, isn't he?
It would not be me.
Arapel can assist, but I would have to wait till after another rest in order to do so. But we could put them away for now and take a look at them at our next time of leisure.
Good idea. Say we should also split up these coins between us.
Who is our quartermaster?
Yeah.
I think Chomsky.
Yeah. All right, let's just split the coins up and put them in everybody's inventory then.
Yeah, Chomsky
So
is the quartermaster.
Sorry, forgive me for being late. So what is that? We're getting
3,000.
3,000.
Yeah.
So what is that? What we have? 1, 2, 3.
I think that's
5 of us.
500.
600.
Yeah,
600.
500 each, and they're pale coin, yeah.
Aren't there? Are we missing someone?
Oh, there's a Uslog
Chomsky.
share. I assume you're paying Uslog
Oh, right.
as well.
Sorry. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, totally.
Or at least keeping, I don't know, part for her tribe or something. But it's up to you.
Let's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, pay her out. Yeah. That's the last you're getting,
Earned
Usopp.
it. Okay, she earned it.
It's the last you get.
Or yeah, we can put it in Xylia's keeping or something, and then she'll know what to do with it.
I mean, you can put it in Remy's keeping.
Oh, that sounds like an excellent plan. It's sure to benefit many, many people.
Sure.
Or one.
Or many. You never know. You don't know Remy's backstory. He may be like funding an orphanage. You don't know.
Like he's secretly philanthropic, but lets everyone think he isn't.
Oh yeah, he likes the mystery.
So 500 each.
Sure.
Yeah, I believe so. And yeah, you you have the ring, the wand, the coin, and the 2 potions.
And I didn't remember this, but my inventory says that Arapel has 100 pale coin already in his bag, so I don't know if that's his or just he was carrying for the party. So, but that now he's got 600.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I assume it was just his. Does someone want to be a makeshift quartermaster since Chomsky's not here?
Is anything that we picked up today not going in someone's individual inventory?
Well, it's good to have a quartermaster anyway, just in case.
Sure.
So, I've taken note of everything that we've found. And I do know that we all had 500, and the potion that had the piece of paper with clairvoyance on it is still with Darian.
Yeah.
I don't know where the rest of the stuff is going.
Let's just make sure it's noted in one inventory or another, whether it's
Right.
party inventory or individual inventory.
So, Gao, then you said you're taking it.
I'm taking notes. I didn't, and I was waiting to hear who grabbed what so I can identify that and then later update my character.
So forgive me for being late. Was there were the items identified?
No,
not yet.
No,
they
because
just
Chomsky's
found.
not here and Arapel doesn't have it prepared. So we can do it next
well,
turn.
Chomsky can identify them from the from the back
from
line.
the background. That's not
Alright,
asking
maybe-
too much.
behind the
let's
curtain.
do that then. The ring and the unknown potion. And was
the
there
wand.
something else? The wand, yeah.
All right. So the only
For 30
thing
minutes?
is someone agreeing to do the quartermaster. Did you say you do it, Gal?
Sure.
Okay.
I
So
had
just
all the stuff.
You might have to give access, Lou.
yeah. Oh, I know I do. I definitely do. I just
Okay,
was
gotcha.
asking who was going to do it before I gave access. All right. So let's see. Group info. Party. Why are there 2 party treasuries?
There should not be. For my own knowledge, so we're saying the night has passed and it is the next morning.
Yeah.
Long rest.
Okay,
Yeah.
so basically what you would see is right at the end of the long rest, you would see probably actually, I think if the wording is correct, probably right before dawn, you would see Remy pop out holding whoever is holding the ring. You would suddenly see this flash of light, and then Remy and the corpse of what used to be our beloved friend Usalog in his hands, and he would kind of set her down on the ground. But yeah,
Darian had the ring.
perfect. I would pop up right next to you.
I just toss it to him.
Like, ooh, what you got? Not subtle.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. We could say that happened instead.
So yeah, so it's once you enter the vessel, you can't enter again until you finish a long rest. So basically, at the end of the long rest, you would exit the vessel, and so you can still enter it.
All right.
That day.
So yeah, that would happen in the morning. We could do a little What is it when you change what we said had happened?
Retcon.
Retcon, thank you. That's driving me crazy. We do a little retcon, say that happens instead of what I said happens, and yeah, Uslog's corpse is there, which Azalea would immediately pick up and just give Remy a very dirty look.
He just kind of throws his shoulders up and goes about his business.
Alright, so you have the party treasury, or you should have control now, Gal. So we split the pale coin, so everyone took those. Who is taking the unidentified ring? Or are we just holding that till we identify them?
I think Chomsky's going to identify it now. That's what it sounded like.
Okay. So we'll take some time before we hand those out. Chomsky is casting Identify. Let me just make sure his he has what he needs, which I'm pretty sure he does, because he's done this before.
His pearl.
Yep, he's got the pearl. Okay. So he casts Identify on the ring. He says, this is a ring of cold resistance.
Oh.
It will...
Man, who's not gonna love that?
Yeah, it's almost like it was on our wish list. He says this will... Yep.
I was just curious, like, how many rings can an individual hold if they don't require attunement?
I think pretty much every ring requires attunement. But, I mean, you can put on as many rings as you want, as long as, you know, you're not doing, like, a ridiculous number.
Right.
Because you could have multiple rings on a finger. But
15 rings?
Yeah, I mean, you could technically put on 15 rings. You could put like 10 on, then another 5, so you have 2 on some fingers. But yeah, I think most rings are really powerful and do require attunement. Like this ring does require attunement.
And so does the ring of power that I fucking took off of the corpse.
Yeah.
so
Don't you also have a ring of water walking?
I just unequipped it. I didn't realize. Yeah, thank you for keeping me honest. But yeah, I just unequipped it.
No, I was just reading the inventory a few minutes ago, and that's why
I do.
So.
Wait, hold on. No, the ring. So the ring of water walking does not require attunement. So hey, baby, I'm balling out with the rings.
And you said you had a ring of power?
Ring of protection.
Oh,
that
the one he took off his slug. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
And also, you can think of it in a weird way. It's not that she's like thieving from her. It's like he keeps little trophies as well. So
is it a trophy or a memento? Because one is kind of creepy and the other's kind of sweet.
Can it not be both? Remy is chaotic neutral. Remy's chaotic neutral, so I think it's a little bit of both.
So, question.
Yeah.
So, in the magical items the party's carrying, Uslog has a great sword and a glaive. Is that going with Zalia? Are those going with Zalia?
Yes. In fact, I need to check something with Zalia. Because she is looking through Uslog's belongings right now.
There's also Uslog kept a journal, so just
did she keep track of like every little like would she have kept track that she had like a ring?
No, not in her journal, but
okay.
Yeah, no, she didn't really care too much about those kind of things. But it, just as like a reference, she does have a journal.
Okay. So Xylia is going to make an intelligence check to see if she notices anything. Oh.
Ooh.
Can I use my reaction if I see her starting to look over the body? I would like to use my reaction to subtly cast, spending a single sorcery point, silvery barbs.
I mean, do you really know what she's doing right now or what she rolled?
If she's looking over the body, like she's inspecting it, like she's turning hands over and she's looking through pockets, like yeah, that would immediately throw up a red flag for me.
Yeah, but you don't know what she's like even rolled or anything. I don't know.
Right, but I think I would
mean,
imagine
like,
that she's
think
like
about the way-
inspecting the body.
Think about the way loved ones will hold the hand of a body at a showing or something like that. Like, you might think it's, mourning.
Yeah,
And-
I don't think you
Okay.
would know exactly what she's doing.
I'm not sure. That was my thought.
And since we're in the Shadowfell, there's no sunburn for the ring. No suntan line.
Hey,
No.
come on, my man.
There wouldn't be a tan line or anything. But she would say, did you take something off of her? Looking angrily at you.
I'm insulted. I think I may have. I obviously cared for her, but I don't know. There was something about her. I would never do anything to defile her memory.
She says, what I asked is, did you take something?
And I said I would never do something to defile her memory.
Give me a deception check. Let's see.
Oh God, thank you.
She just narrows her eyes at you. She points her weapon at you and says, you are not to touch her again, strange one.
+2 suspicion for future dealings between Xylia and Remy.
Xylia will remember this. But yeah, she seems very annoyed, but she just heaves Uslag over her shoulder and says, you just stay away. And she would just kind of huff and say, I'm ready, we should get going, the day is wasting.
So
that's right,
were
the
we
other
gonna finish the other
identifies.
identifies?
Yeah, so this would kind of be after the identifies, but the other things are the potion of clairvoyance, and he would confirm that's what that was, a potion of clairvoyance. Okay. Who wants to take that? Or do you want to just put it in the party treasury?
Darian had it, so I thought it was going with him.
Darian, you're going to take it? Okay, so go ahead and add that to your inventory. He looks at the wand and he kind of laughs and he says, a joke item. This wand is a wand of smiles.
Hell yeah.
Would anyone like
So,
that?
You point at someone, they smile?
He nods. He says, yes, it's kind of a strange and jokey magical item.
I want it.
Who's that?
I kind of also want it. I do love making people smile.
Alright. Yeah.
Let's a roll off. No, we should do a roll off. Let's do rollies.
Don't just give in, Remy.
Yeah, no, rollies. I wasn't getting
Alright, we can roll for it. If we can roll for it.
I think she means
Let's do
Darian.
rollies. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Darian not to just be
Yeah,
like, okay.
Also,
I like that you're rolling on the wand of smiles.
14, baby.
Oh, all right. So
Somebody gets it right.
Lo gets it, yeah. So you are past the wand of smiles, Remy.
And Remy smiles without using any of the charges.
The last item, the potion, is a potion of frost giant strength.
Ooh.
Oh.
Uslag would have loved that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the barbarian's
FOMO.
favorite drink.
Major FOMO.
Oh, let's
Just add a Diet
don't
Coke
know.
chaser to it. There you go.
I recommend we reserve this for future needs of melee. I don't know. Like, I mean, who thinks that they're going to be like up close and personal?
Xylia would raise her hand. She says, "I could probably use it."
Of course, anyone could use it. Gosh, I don't know, guys.
Let's hold on to it.
Yeah, just in case.
So party treasury.
Sure.
All right. So you put it in the party treasury.
Did anybody take the Ring of Cold Resistance?
Oh yeah, who is taking that? I guess you could put it in the party treasury for now.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anyone who? I mean, I guess. Is anyone out of the attunement slots, or is there anyone that wants it? That has open attunement.
Someone might as well equip it. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if we've got
if
it,
you have it
we can use-
available.
Yeah.
Xylia
Although I guess it won't
will
matter
once
so much
again
for us.
say, "I can
No, I'm
use it"
scared.
if no one wants it.
Is Xylia going to be staying with us after we reach the fort?
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
Xylia-
Don't give her any
is
valuable
Xylia-
shit.
No, I'm cool with having NPCs like you know, like we some of our groups have equipped shock pretty extensively. But I just I thought she was just with us until we like reach a certain point since the player left.
It does seem like she intends to stay at the fort from what she said, so she might
Okay.
not be staying with you.
I don't have a big preference, guys. So
Xylia would say, well, it's true, I will probably stay with the clan. I mean, my suggestion would be to give it to someone who will be fighting your enemies in the front line, like myself or Uslag would have been doing.
Precisely what I said. Thanks, Xylia, for being honest.
She
mean
gives you
seal.
an angry look again.
So I say we save
all right,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's. And Chomsky might have some ideas or some preferences as well, so we can.
So are we keeping Uslug's journal, or is that going with Xylia?
Xylia says, I'll keep it on me for now. You're all welcome to look at it if you wish. Well, almost all of you. Gives Remy a side eye again.
Were you never taught about bullying?
She says,
It's
"Oh, you
really-
haven't seen bullying yet." She just growls at you.
Well, the promise of future bullying. Wow, even like better.
How do you spell Xylia?
XYLIA.
Thank you.
Alright, so the group has those things recorded, and I assume you're going to travel at this point.
Yep. Let's head out.
I'd say so.
Alright, so traveling... Yeah, go ahead.
Who's our survivalist
No, that's it.
now?
That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say traveling across the plains of the Shadowfell, survival is required. A scout can also be recommended. Xylia, I think, has survival. Yeah, she volunteers to help as well.
I have survival as well.
But
Cool.
I'll take up to 2 rolls from the group. You guys can decide who's working on this.
I can
It
be a
ain't me,
scout,
babe.
I guess.
So Xylia's bonus is 3, if you want to put that towards your decision on who's doing this.
I have a 4 perception.
It would be survival that you use for this.
Oh, I thought. What about the scout?
For
that's
scouting, you want perception and stealth to try to remain unseen and keep an eye out.
Oh, I can give scouting a try if you guys want.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And is anyone going to do survival besides her?
Yes. Gao.
Okay, so Darian Scout and Gao and Xylia survival. Go ahead and give me a survival check. Okay. So Xylia does a pretty good job of leading you all across the plains for this first day. Are you trying to go more stealthy, like carefully, or are you just trying to go quickly to cover more ground?
I'd always go for the stealthy approach.
Yeah, I think we should be careful and
Quiet.
observant.
Quiet and
Okay.
cautious.
Agreed.
So it will
And
take
it's a bit
longer.
of a somber procession anyway as we escort Xylia, who is carrying Uslock.
Fair enough. Gal, give me
Yes.
a perception check.
And Remy would kind of like casually lean over as he's watching her carry the body and just kind of be like, you know, I could just like lay her down in my lounge and she'd really
You're
be
gonna get
perfect.
smacked.
Fine.
Xylia is definitely giving you dirty looks.
I mean, Usar's probably pretty heavy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching her struggle and I'm like, honestly, I have like multiple.
Oh no, her
counters,
strength is
like-
20.
Xylia is really strong.
Yeah,
Oh,
her strength
shit.
is 20. She's like one-handing it, one-arming it on her shoulder.
All right, I'm just saying, you know,
As we
I could
walk,
have
So
incense
dignified.
lit. I could have incense lit around her.
Xylia is like carrying Remy on her other arm. Well, she's not really, but she could carry someone else.
Oh yeah, everybody's like, no way, not getting that close.
Arapel, while
close.
we're walking, is gonna like start like kind of walk beside Remy, and like launch into like an analysis from a peer-reviewed like scientific journal kind of like language, an analysis of humanoids and their death rituals and how it's important for, and just blah 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 blah.
All right,
And
Like,
Remy will
reciting this-
definitely nod. Remy will be nodding with you and looking at you and being like fully like engorged in conversation.
So as
and it's
as
all like he hasn't experienced any of this. It's all like regurgitated knowledge.
so as you're traveling during the day, all this is happening. It is about 4:00 when Gao, you would see in the distance, it looks like a group of 7 wraiths moving over the plains. Give me a stealth check, assuming you're hiding from them.
Inbound race.
They're not coming towards the group right now.
Okay. Oops, sorry, that was survival.
Yeah, give me a stealth.
Yeah, I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, a really good check, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know if they see you, but they seem to be moving through the desolate wastes of the Shadowfell. Your party probably doesn't see you right now as you're kind of moving while hiding through the brush up ahead of them. I don't know if you want to signal them or just keep moving.
Guys, keep it down, keep quiet, let's hold still, see if they pass us.
All right, so Gao rejoins the group.
If everyone comes within a 15-foot cube, Remy can cast Silent Image and kind of create like a bush or something like that if we can get everyone close enough.
All right, so is that what you're doing?
If we get everyone 15 by or 3 by 3 foot cube, I think that is the smart move.
All right, so I'm guessing you all gather up and do this cube of bushes.
And if there was any real cover near where we were standing, then I guess we would utilize it as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not just like a bush in the middle of the road. Like, you know, like...
You make it fit. You make it match.
So the wraiths aren't actually coming towards the group. They are still a decent ways away. And if you don't do anything and just hide there, they would just continue on, and they would not be a burden to you. There was just something that Gao noticed as he was traveling.
Yeah, so we just get down and just let him pass by, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, and
so
Gao, actually, what I'd like to do with you, while you're with us, is I'm going to perform create a mental connection with you, which I can do, and it will last... Oh, fuck. No, it only lasts for 10 minutes, so we're...
Yeah.
Sorry, never mind.
All right, so the wraiths would pass the party by. They're not close enough to notice you, luckily, if you're not going to engage with them. So I assume you continue on after that.
Yes.
The stealthing is taking longer, but it's definitely paying off, as you seem to be avoiding a lot of potential problems. You get to the end of the day, and I assume you're setting camp for the evening.
Yep.
So go ahead and subtract food, unless you have someone to find or create food somehow.
We have a lot of rations.
Okay, so just minus a day's worth of rations for each of you. Which I guess would be just, yeah. I assume you all have your own food, so just minus a day.
I think, can we just minus it from the group bag? Because there's like a...
Yeah, I mean, if you have rations in your group treasury, then you could just minus 5 days worth. That's fine.
Jumping on it
Yeah,
now.
just-
Yeah, this is 5 people.
Per person.
Arapel doesn't require.
Oh, well then 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all eat, set camp. Xylia says, Gao, help me. Or wait, Darian, you were the scout, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were actually the one that saw the race, not Gao. Sorry, I got you two mixed up.
Oh, you're good.
But she says, Gao, could you help me look for a spot to camp in?
Okay. I'm trying to access the party treasury to make that adjustment, and it's not letting me access.
Oh, wait, it isn't? It says Gao.
Where is the
Not-
party info? I don't see it.
It is under group info, party treasury.
Look for the one that looks like a newspaper, then scroll down.
Oh, gotcha. I see it.
I'm double-clicking it and whatnot.
Did you click edit?
No, it's not. I edited before and then closed it and saved the... and now I'm trying to
you may
open
need
it
to
now.
You may need to refresh.
There should be, if you open up the thing, there should be an edit button at the top of the...
No,
can't
no, he's
no,
not. The link is not opening up the window for him.
Weird. Yeah, I guess you could refresh, see if that works.
Okay.
Yeah, usually if there's an issue, refresh will help fix it.
Roll 20 buggy, yo.
At least they fixed the scroll bug.
Yeah.
What was the scroll bug? Wait. Oh, the one where it just like, would it take you off the screen?
Didn't auto scroll
no.
for the chat. So you had to
Oh,
keep on
the
scrolling
bottom.
down.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. Thank God. That was obnoxious.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it did allow me access, and I'm editing now.
Yeah, so you each
Thank you.
have some... You pull out some food from the bag of holding. Everyone is enjoying a meal. Give me a survival check, Gao. Xylia will also use survival. Okay, so Gao, you actually find a very well-hidden area that should do nicely for a camp. It should help to keep you hidden from any enemies who might be seeking you.
And so anyone who is, in the evening looking for any sort of entertainment, Remy will kind of, against a bush or something small, he likes to call them Remy's picture shows, and he just uses minor illusion to kind of create like shadow scenes of like stories, and then he'll use or he use minor illusion for the sound and use silent image for like the stories, and he'll just kind of sit there and create like a little vignette of action and stories and tell a story.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything during the evening?
Gao
I
is
guess
cleaning.
Go ahead.
Gao's cleaning his armor.
Okay.
I guess I'll go a little bit outside the camp and just like check around. in the woods and scout.
Okay, give me a stealth check and a perception check. Alright, so yeah, you look around. The area seems pretty safe. You do notice some dark figures moving in the distance. You're not sure what they are, but they're pretty far off, and you don't think they've noticed you. It could be shadows or wraiths or one of the many undead that roam these plains.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll just do that for a while. Just watch out. And I guess I'll just head back camp.
Okay. So the evening is passing. Due to the well-picked spot, the group doesn't encounter any issues. So the night passes, another long rest. It is now the 73rd, and the guides both think that you should reach your destination by the end of the day today. So it's the 73rd at 7 a.m. So you do some more traveling. Again, slow and quiet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you get to an area where it's almost like two large, I don't want to say mountains, but there's an area between two sets of rock formations. They're like smaller hills or mountains, entering down into a valley towards the large keep as you hit the end of the day. You would see several groups of people on the walls keeping an eye out. As you approach, they are on guard, but they do recognize some of you, I think. They recognize probably Remy and maybe it would just be Remy.
Arapel.
No, they wouldn't actually recognize... Oh yeah, Chomsky, that's right. So they recognize the two of you and they motion for you to enter. You do recognize a bunch of these people as being Uslog's tribe. As you all come in, they gasp as they see Xylia carrying Uslog. There's mixed emotions of both joy and sadness as they hug Xylia, but would lay Uslog down, and there's some crying as they say, "What happened to her?" And Xylia nods and saying, "She died bravely, fighting against her enemies and protecting her people." And they would just kind of nod solemnly and say, "We should bring her in, dress her body. She deserves an honorable burial." And Xylia would say, "Well, there is a chance that there might be more for her, but much prayer is needed." They look confused, but they just nod and say, "All right, well, we will at least display her body for now and put it somewhere safe." And Xylia would nod. So what is the group going to do at this point? You've gotten to the keep, which most of you... actually, only two of you have been here before.
I think that this was part of our goal because Xylia wanted to come.
No, because
Gal. That's right.
Well,
Gal.
I'm looking for my cousin.
Yeah, Xylia wanted to come here, but Gao also wanted to come here because he thinks his cousin might be, they might be holding them prisoner.
So, does Remy immediately recognize anyone, like, of authority here that he's dealt with previously? Like, someone who looks familiar to him?
Let's see, who would you know?
Is Rune around still?
She's not here. If you ask about her, they would say she's in one of the labs, I believe. That's where she usually is. Let's see.
Forgive me, it's been so long since I've been back to our keep. I hear that there may have been some prisoners taken. And he'll smile and tilt his head to the side as he says it, just like in a weird way for no particular reason.
Evel would look at you. Still a bit of sadness in her eyes. He says, "Well, the same prisoners that were here last time."
You've had no additions.
No, it's been pretty quiet. We had some of your friends show up, the Midnight Pyre, so they've been helping us get things in order here.
Excellent. Will you take this to them? We have much to discuss.
Yes, of course. So they lead you into the back area, into the keep proper, then down the stairs into the lower areas. You would see Una is there. I think she's is she the leader of the tribe?
Grella was, but Grella's dead, so
Yeah, so I think
Una.
Una took over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Una would greet you all, especially giving hugs to probably, well, not Remy, but
Remy's a hugger. Remy's a hugger.
yeah, she's still a little creeped out by you. She'd probably
He
give.
goes in for a hug. He goes in for a hug.
She just crosses her arms and stares at you.
And then he taps both of her shoulders.
She looks to Xylia, though, and quickly embraces her and says, "Sister, gods, where have you been?" And Xylia says, it's quite a tale, but Uslag found me, and I'm here now. I'm here to help all of you." And she says, well, it's good to have you back. She'd probably hug the... Why am I forgetting names? She would probably hug Noam Chomsky, and that might be it.
And anybody that's not Remy.
Truly. Remy just wants to hug, but everyone
He
wants
just
to hug
wants a
Remy.
Yeah,
Come on.
Remy's creeped everyone out, so they're a little bit iffy about him.
It's a part of his charm.
Yeah.
I don't think that word means what you think it does.
I think you're assuming who I'm charming.
So Una kind of speaks with Evel a bit and starts talking to Xylia, and she says, "What is it that brings the rest of you here? Not that I'm trying to kick you out or anything. I was just curious what your plans are."
Hi, my name is Gao, and I was told that my cousin Cho'Gath might be here.
She might narrow her eyes a bit and say, "Is he one of the Midnight Pyre?"
He is an orc.
Well, she says,
I don't.
The only
So-
orc I had seen here is one of the cultists, a prisoner. I don't know his name.
I would like to see him. Basically, I don't know what he's done since we've come to the Shadowfell. I got separated, and I thought my tribe was dead, and then I heard my cousin might be alive, and that's...
Yeah, he had fled from that group you were previously with, right? That's the story we had come up from
Yeah.
with him. Okay.
Correct.
So give me a persuasion check.
Remy?
No, Gao. So she kind of considers you a moment and says, "All of the people that are imprisoned were fighting us when we were trying to take this fort over. They are cultists and they are our enemy. I will allow you to speak to this orc, but I'm not planning on releasing any of them. They were responsible for deaths within our group."
I'm not saying to release him. I just want to know he's alive.
She nods and says, "All right, come with me then."
I would also like to join. I have a little bit of an interest in this as well. Thank you. I'm his second. You understand? One must have a second, and we know each other. Thank you.
Yes, Remy, you may join us as well. The rest of you, of course, are welcome to do as you wish while here. Just be careful if you go outside the gates. There are still a lot of undead in the surrounding valleys.
Can I ask, I guess, Zalia if she can show me around?
Xylia says, yes, I suppose. There's not... this is a very large keep, but there's not all that much to it. I can show you the places I know of.
That'd be perfect.
Yes, that's fine. Wait, you asked Xylia?
I guess.
Oh,
Or-
Xylia would be new here as well. Sorry, I
Oh.
thought you said or what was her name? Crap.
The one who's taking
Una?
them?
Evil.
Una?
Yeah,
Who?
Una's the one taking them downstairs. Evil is still there.
Do you have pictures of these NPCs for those of us who haven't seen them before?
Yeah.
Just to kind of help solidify them in our brains.
So Una is Uslog's sister, right?
Okay.
Uslog had no sisters. They're just all battle sisters.
Battle
and
sisters.
And brothers. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Evil's picture broke. I don't know if you still
Okay.
have her picture, Uslog.
I didn't give any pictures for any of them.
Okay.
I was kind of like, here's a name.
But
No,
these are all
Evil-
barbarians.
Evil
that-
was
Oh,
your Evil was your old
Evil,
yeah.
Yeah, because Evel was my sidekick for a little while, so I had a picture for her.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that picture still, but it was just kind of a barbarian.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't have hers, but I do have Xylia.
Just all barbarians, though, from like Uslog's tribe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have Evil, but Evil would say I can show you around if you like.
That'd be perfect, thank you. And I guess I'll go with her.
I would like to accompany you, or unless Noam Chomsky goes somewhere else, then Arapel would probably follow him.
No, Noam Chomsky will stay with you all. Which of you worship the Raven Queen?
I think it was
Do
Gal.
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 Okay, but not you, Darian.
Kind of, you know.
Lip
I guess
service?
he's not religious, but he does, you know, once in a while, I guess.
Alright. So Gao is more the devout one.
Yeah, he's devout.
Okay.
Is there any small area of trade, like a market or whatever, in this fort?
There's not actually too many people here right now. There's probably about 10 to 15 members of the Midnight Pyre. There's Uslog's people who stayed behind. There's Rune, and the only other people.
Oh, Rune is here?
Yeah, Rune's here.
Aww.
Zeros and
Arapel doesn't
Quince
know
are
her, but-
also here. They're kind of
Who is?
Zeros and Quince. I don't think you know.
Oh,
either
okay.
of
I
them.
remember. They were there when I. Well, Arapel doesn't know them, but yeah, I know who they are.
Yeah.
From when I had Jingle, yeah.
So yeah, they're there. They are there as well. All right. Yep.
So I wouldn't be able to like acquire any valuables or anything, make any like trades or anything here.
What are you
Not
looking
that.
for?
Well, charcoal and incense, maybe I'd be able to find that. But I would also be interested in getting some platinum rings, but I might have to wait till we go back to the other city or something.
So there's no platinum rings. You probably could find some if you wanted to use persuasion. You could probably look around trying to find someone selling components.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to usurp your little tour, Darian.
Oh, you're good. Just get a feel of the place.
Alright, so I'll do Gao first. You were brought downstairs to a large holding area where several barbarian ladies are standing guard. And inside you see a bunch of, looks like Shatter Kai, with a couple of humans and one orc who you immediately recognize. When he sees you, he would rush over and say, "Brother, is that you?" In probably Orcish.
Yes. And I'm surprised you're alive. Tell me what happened. How are you here?
He says it is a bit of a story, but I decided to leave our old masters As you knew, or as you know, they were not being honest with us. They were also not treating us well, and I wanted to. When they sent me on this mission to try to spy on these people here, I decided that I was going to stay and not return to them. I apologize I did not tell you of my plan, but it sort of happened as I was on the mission. It was a last-minute decision. He says, how
Then-
fares the rest of our tribe?
You're looking at them.
What happened?
All
Damn it, I knew
wiped,
I... Go ahead.
all wiped out.
How?
Machinations, manipulation, tearing us apart. Enemies just decided to join together and destroy us.
He says, I knew we couldn't trust our so-called allies. I should have
The
come back
allies
to
weren't
you.
the problem.
Well, what happened then?
The allies were distracted. Manipulation. Others snuck in and killed us. It just took us apart, separated us into small groups, and killed us. Allies were not there just because they were told they were manipulated by groups like this. And now we're it.
He says, this group was not actually attacking our allies. We were lied to. He says, are you sure that our allies had nothing to do with our destruction? Our supposed allies.
I don't know all the details, so I can't guarantee, but everything I've found says yes, they are innocent. They were duped.
He says they had been deceiving us. I found that out when I got here. He says they were not to be trusted. In fact, I would not be surprised if they are partially to blame for our people's destruction.
What did you find?
You two are speaking in Orcish, right?
Correct.
So he would say, I found some writings by some of these cultists that spoke of our supposed friends selling out their allies to gain information and favor among the courts of the Raven Queen, using us like pawns and puppets. He says, I don't know if the papers still exist, but if I could be released, perhaps I could find them in the offices above.
I will look. I cannot grant you. It took everything just to be able to come down and see you.
He says, I guarantee you that I had good reason for staying. He says, now I wish I had reconsidered, maybe come back to tell you what I had found, though I was afraid they would kill me.
Death's going to happen either way. Honorable death is the most important thing, though.
He says, but if I had died and was unable to tell you anything, it would have been for nothing. I can see now I chose poorly. I'm sorry, Gal. I should have come back and told you all what I had found out. I thought you still would have been safe for the time being. He says, I was planning to at some point sneak back out and get you all the information, but, well, you know what happened here.
What can I look for upstairs to prove it? Besides paper. Anything special on the paper? Any markings or anything?
He says there are notes that speak of information about about our allies and their dealings with the court of the Raven Queen. You should still see it, or you should still find it within the offices of. Hang on. He says Relic's office. says, look for Arden Relic's office.
Thank you.
He says, I know I have failed you, and I don't expect you to get me out of this. I will probably die here, and that is what I deserve. I just hope that...
We will try to avoid that.
I don't know if you can understand him. Do you speak Orcish?
Nope.
Yeah, you would probably just hear back and forth. Or
I'm biting my fingernails and just watching them.
Yeah, the barbarians are keeping an eye on all of this, but he says, I just hope you can find something better in this place, and I'm sorry I failed you.
I will remember you regardless, so you will live on in that factor. Yes. I will do what I can. If there's possibility of getting you out of there, I will try.
Says, I appreciate that.
We are all responsible for our actions and choices, so it might end up where I'm stuck in there with you. We shall see.
He says, I hope not. That's not what you deserve, but being in here, it is what I deserve for my poor choices. And Una at this point would say, what is it that you have said to each other?
Basically, he says that and I'm going back into common, basically says there's some documents about evidence upstairs and some guy Arden somebody's office. Is there a possibility that Remy and I can search through those?
Did he say Arden Relic?
Yes, that's the person.
Haha. Okay. Good to know.
Then you know where his office is?
Arden Relic is here?
No, he said the office of Arden Relic is upstairs.
Yes, we've been there before.
Una looks to you and says, you know of where he speaks?
I do.
Alright, well maybe you can take him up there then, see what you can find. But it does not sound like any of these papers will excuse your cousin for his actions. Just explain what these cultists were up to.
So
what exactly
that statement, does it sound like she spoke Orcish as well?
Well, she's just going off because you said you were telling her what you two spoke about.
Okay. No, I said that he said that there's papers that might give evidence, not necessarily that he'll be able to get free.
Okay, never mind then. She wouldn't have said that. She was just...
Because I was being vague intentionally just to make it so I'm covering my backside.
I see. All right, so yeah, then she would just say, Remy, perhaps you should take him upstairs to look in Relic's office, if you know where that is.
What specifically? There's a lot of documents. What specifically?
Let's go up there and look.
Very well. This way.
All right. So meanwhile, elsewhere in this
wait
place,
one second. As soon as it's just Remy and me, I give him the whole conversation quietly while we're walking up to the Arden Relic's office. So he's now caught up to what was discussed in Orc.
Okay. So you let him know.
That's all I wanted to say.
All right. Okay. So the other group, Darian, Arapel, and just blanking tonight. Noam Chomsky. You all are kind of taking a tour of this place. It's a fairly big keep. There's a lot of windows up on the higher levels where there's some archers present. Lots of rooms that are not being used. Looks like old bunks. As you are doing so, a younger... Actually, I'm not sure. How young is your character?
Mid-30s. So not super.
So actually kind of old for an orc. Or almost middle-aged.
Yeah, she might have a little bit of gray on her temple.
But a woman who looks to be of orcish descent would come by. And what does she look like exactly?
Okay, so you see she is lightly dressed. She's got like sashes and loose trousers, kind of small for an orc, more slender, but still like very muscular. But it's kind of all like in the shoulders and the core. She has short, kind of tousled like brown hair. Um, yeah, very orcish features. She she has these tattoos on her arms, her bare arms, of dragon scales and like twisting serpentine patterns that are green and a little bit of kind of like gold tones. She has kind of pouches hanging on her. Some have like herbs sticking out of them. She has just like kind of just small pouches, like kind of around the sash that's around her, her torso. But she also has this really fine looking belt, like it almost looks like it's made with dragon scales.
Oh.
Yeah, and a spear on her back is like tied on with like a gold cord.
So
Yeah.
she comes walking down the hall with a really big smile on her face. Xylia is immediately just like, oh gods, Freyner, and she runs up, and this large woman just like throws her arms around this orc who's almost probably, how tall are you? Let's see.
5'9" ish.
Okay, so Xylia towers over you then.
Yeah.
'Cause I think she's a big girl. Tall anyway. She is. Oh no, she's only 5'10". I thought she was bigger. So she's about the same size as her. Like, yeah, they embrace, and she says, "Freyner, oh gods, I'm so glad to see you." Freyner probably smiles at her. What do you say?
Yeah, she smiles. She says, Xylia, little rascal. What have you been up to? Where have you been?
She says, I've been lost in the Shadowfell looking for you all. I had heard you were in Char. I went to seek you out there and found the portal you all had used, or at least the portal you had been taken through. She says, I'm glad to see you're alive. You've always been like an older sister to me.
Well, it's been a long absence. You're all grown up. It's crazy.
She says, I am. I have so many stories I want to tell you when we have some time. They were just showing me around here. This is quite the setup you all have.
Is Uslog here, too? I'd love to see her.
So she gets very crestfallen when you say that, and she says, Uslog died.
Oh.
But we have hope, sister. I believe the Raven Queen might smile on us. We think there is a way to bring her back from beyond the veil. But we're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, you see she's just processing this, but she's very, like, calm. Like, almost like, just a very placid face, but you can kind of see her kind of sink into herself a little bit. She takes a deep breath.
Does Freyner have any religious knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay. So Xylia would.
Oh my god! Finally.
Xylia would start telling her about what happened in the midnight procession.
We're finally religious.
Give me a religion check for Freyner.
Okay, it's not going to be great, but I'm trained.
Oh, it could be.
Oh shoot! What is going on?
Your very first roll.
Oh no!
Womp womp.
I think things are broken. Okay, hold on. It's
Freyner's processing.
It's a +3 on this roll d20 for a second. Yeah, it's not great. 6.
Hey, it's a
Uh,
warm
I'm
up. It's a
not.
warm up to religion. What'd you expect? To know everything right out the back? Come on, we haven't had religion this whole time.
We didn't
Wait, what?
study much
What
of
are you
the.
talking about? Arapel has religion.
This is true.
Oh,
This is like a huge
oh.
360. Like our group.
Well,
Anything he could have read
yes, yeah,
about.
before
It'll
Anything he
Arapel,
could have
yeah.
read about is what he knows.
yeah, that's weird. When I try to click your religion roll, nothing happens.
I'm gonna try a different roll for a second. Nope. Yeah, my sheet's broken. Great.
I thought
Yeah.
religion was the one that we're lacking. I guess it's not religion
I've been
We've
anymore.
had some change. We've had some turnover, so there's probably something
Yeah.
we're thinking of. Yeah.
It was religion for a while. I apologize.
No, you're fine. He's not great at it either, because like it's not
Oh.
like the core stat, but he is trained.
Wait.
Oh no, all of
Oh, it is
buttons.
working for me. Oh, I see. It's whispering your rolls. I wonder if that's why.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there we go.
So
I
let
think-
me see.
But anyway, yeah,
It's weird that it puts the text in the chat.
yeah. But anyway, Freyner would say, "Oh, he didn't really study the Raven Queen in the monastery."
Okay,
I didn't hear anymore.
let me try that again. Try rolling it now? Question mark.
Wow.
Or wait, did that just whisper again? It did.
And, no.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Why is it? Huh. Let me try something else. Sorry, real quick.
Was her first whisper better than a 3?
No, I'm just trying to see what's going on here.
I was
Yeah,
just
like-
being a goober.
Because usually when
Are you
when
seeing my rolls?
I'm seeing everyone's. I'm not seeing. Oh, you mean like the ones you're doing? No.
Yeah.
So I still had Freyner's portrait open from when you popped it up for us, and just now it like started reloading, like the little D20 that keeps
Yeah, I noticed that
Yeah,
too
mine
on the other one.
Yeah.
like.
Okay. Maybe you could try a refresh, but all right. So Freyner, is it Freyner or Freyner? Freyner.
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 Or Freyner. Yeah, Freyner. Yeah.
So she would think for So you kind of think for a moment, but yeah, you don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
But she says, we're holding out hope. Uslog may not have passed over yet. Her soul might still be somewhere within the Shadowfell. I'm going to, well, these people here, and she motions to Darien and Arapel and Noam Chomsky. She says they're going to help us look into this.
Okay. This is good. How did she die?
She died trying to help defend us from an evil abomination within the plains.
Freyner just kind of like closes her eyes and smiles a little bit. She was always trying to take on opponents bigger than herself.
She says, well,
It's kind of like a fawn, like kind of shaking her head at like a child doing, just like going a little too far, pushing their boundaries.
she nods and says, well, we should talk while I get a tour of your home. I would very much like to hear about what has happened here since last we spoke.
Yeah.
Or what has happened with
Can you introduce me to your friends?
Oh, of course.
She
Well,
kind of looks over everyone, and she,
so she
gives
would take a
everyone
moment to introduce Darien. She says, this is a member of, you are a member of the Silent Circle, yes?
Who?
Darien?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were telling her if she knew.
No, Xylia was introducing you. She says he is a member of the Silent Circle, which is a ally of the Midnight Pyre, one of our friends from New Havisgard.
I'll go up and just shake her hand. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. She kind of gives you a little bow. As she shakes her hand, it's like kind of awkward. It's like she was like going in for a bow, but you like take her hand.
This.
And,
Go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead. No, I was gonna say, and don't worry about the formal stuff with me. And I'll step aside.
This little one here is known as Arapel. I don't know much about her, but she did try to help Uslog while she was dying. So she is a noble little creature.
Yeah,
Boop, 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 boop.
Freyner would like kneel down to kind of be at your level, and
Arapal would say, "It is an honor to know more of Uslug's people. She was a worthy warrior and a good partner in protection of others."
thank you for doing what you could.
I only knew her for a little bit, but I can tell she was a great warrior.
This is Noam Chomsky. He is a very skilled artificer who was here when we first arrived, or when they first arrived. I don't know if you met him. Noam Chomsky says, no, I don't think I was introduced to Freyner. Freyna?
Freyner.
Freyner.
You can call me Frey. She says.
He says,
As
he says, yes, there were many of the barbarians were imprisoned when we got here. So I don't know if I met them all before leaving. So it is good to see you are doing well, all of you. And good to see you again. He goes to shake your hand. Well, assuming we met before. I don't know.
when I got here, things were a little crazy, so we might have missed each other.
He nods. All right, so Xylia invites you to join them as they keep taking the tour.
I'll come along.
Okay. So Gao and Remy, you're heading upstairs. You would be passing by some of the members of the Midnight Pyre, those shadow elves who are the allies of your group. Remy, I assume you're leading him to the secret office.
That is correct.
Ooh, it's secret?
Well, it was behind a secret door when they found it.
Cool.
So you get up there, and the secret door is closed. I believe you all did close it when you left, so they might not have found it again since then.
Excellent.
Opening it up, you see there is a figure sitting in there. It looks like Arden Relic.
Fuck!
He looks up.
Whoa! Seriously?
And he says, well, hello. Smiling.
Uslog's turning in her grave right now.
And then he just has a huge laugh as he begins to change form.
I cast a spell. I cast a spell.
Oh.
And a different figure is sitting there smiling at you as you begin casting spells. She's
like,
like, whoa, it's me. It's me. Remy. It's just Quince. Calm down. Gotcha. And she laughs. She says, sorry, I wasn't expecting company. I was just going through some of the papers that we had found in Relic's office. I hadn't been. She says, I hadn't been able to come up here in a couple of weeks. I've been so busy.
I don't think I've been had like that since I was a child.
She says, yeah, I don't know why I thought it would be funny to
I
use.
nearly killed you.
She says,
That's
yeah.
so-
Like, I don't know why I thought it would be funny to, or I amuse myself by doing this in Relic's form. Like I said, I wasn't expecting company. I don't know. I thought maybe something magic might recognize me. But, yeah, no, it's just me. I have not seen Relic for, since he left.
We're gonna take a look around the room, look through some documents. You go about your stuff. Don't mind me. New friend. Yeah, we're
Hello?
Just,
And just, I think, I don't think Gao had seen Relic's form, so this is what she did look like. Without the owl.
Aw. The owl makes the suit.
Yeah, the owl is definitely an accessory to his whole look. But no, she just looked like that without the owl. And she
Yeah,
says,
so
"Who are your friends? I don't think, or your friend."
Things. No.
I am Gal. And you are?
Says, "I am Quince. I am an ally to the. What was it you were called before? What was the group's old name before the Splitlanders?
Oxcliffe?
The foxglove.
Foxglove. She's
Foxglove.
like, I am an ally to the Foxgloves, and yeah, just the original one who infiltrated this place and helped bring about the demise of the cult."
Excellent.
And she gives you a polite bow, and she says, "But
Is
I'm
Quince,
going."
like in charge here now.
She kind of was before, but she's not really an in-charge type person, so she's left it to other people. She's been doing other things for the cause. She says, "I've actually left this keep several times to look into some problems we were having in the surrounding area. But anyway, I'll let you two." And she says, "Well, what did you come up here to do? You said you wanted to look through the papers?"
Yes.
All right. Well, as I said, you're welcome to. I'm just going to continue to organize them. Was there a specific grouping of documents you were looking for? Any of these scrolls?
I asked for details and he did not give me any, so it's pretty much open territory.
She says,
Looking
"Well,
for intrigue, that's all."
then you have some work ahead of you." And she points to a large just pile of papers.
and I say, if you can narrow it down unspecifically, she may be of value.
Well, so there are notes on supplies. There are notes on what would they be called? Not caravans, but visitors, maybe. There were some notes on spy work they were doing within New Havisgard. There were some notes on spy work that was being done. And he just starts listing off some groups, one of which you recognize as being your former allies.
What about those?
Oh, yeah, over here. And she points to one of the piles. Do you have that name in your backstory? Who your former
name of the
allies
groups?
were?
No. So this
Okay.
is all brand new.
Okay, because I was looking through my notes and I wasn't able to find
Nope.
them. So if you want to come up with a name for that group, I'll go with whatever you want to go with because I didn't have a specific group in mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'd left it wide open for the DM to make decisions, so I will come up with a name.
Yeah, so she would motion to some documents or, well, pile of scrolls, and she says, I think these are the ones you want then.
I quickly go over there and dive right in.
Okay, so you start looking through. Do we want to take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
Stretch break
Sure.
and restrooms.
I wouldn't mind.
Because we're about halfway through. So yeah, why don't we say that? We'll do 5 minutes and come back.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Stack time.
Refill. Yay, Carly.
What's up?
Your new girl. Your new girl looks awesome.
Oh, thanks. Her sheet is broken.
Well, still. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have a multi-class, like a character that's half Ascendant Dragon monk that I made just from some inspiration a while back, but I've never actually played her, and I've never seen that subclass played, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a multi-class.
That's some cool abilities, yeah. And I love
Yeah.
the tattoos, yeah.
Kind of fun ideas to play around with this one. So see how it goes.
Staying barbarian and in melee, but kind of like trying to change it up.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wanted something very different from Uzlog. So this is kind of my solution.
Nice.
Like I want,
And who knows? Maybe we've got some stuff in the bag now.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I'm
The
excited.
name is interesting, like, because it almost makes me think of um, like an Irish pantheon like name,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind of an altered version of this name I found from I think it's Scandinavian mythology.
Oh,
This
cool.
man who was turned into a dragon because of his greed or something. But
Oh, that's cool. I love
yeah,
it. You had a reason for it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I see. I try to do that. Not all of my characters, but a lot of my characters, their name actually does have some sort of meaning that is related to the character. Like
I love.
Arapel is actually a divine healer in Hebrew.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
I love naming things. So I always like to do a little like background research. Like sometimes it's just like a cool name that sounds cool or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I
yeah.
like to, I love.
So I just want to
I
clarify.
think
So you have a belt made of dragon skin,
yes, I
dragon
know
scales.
exactly what belt it is.
So
Arapel doesn't, but
It
Miriam
was
does.
no.
You're a
So
monk. You want this belt.
yeah.
no. I'm just curious. So it's like you're perfectly fine, like wearing like the skin of your people.
Um, you
Their
might be making
scales.
some
It's their
preconceptions
scales.
about
It's
about
their
her, but
scales.
you can ask her about
Dragons
it.
shed them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. But
Yeah,
also,
that's true.
she's got an interesting relationship with dragons. So.
Yeah, the dragon Sigurd fought
Oh yeah.
Vanir.
Was I right
I
about?
I posted it in the group chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
Thank you.
so sorry. What I didn't even. Where did you see the picture of your character? Did you go and look at it in the okay. Yeah, that's exactly what
He
you did.
posted it, and it actually gave
Did
all
it
her
not pop
backstory
up
and all
for
that.
you? Did it
Oh,
not
okay.
pop
Oh,
up for you?
No, I
oh,
never saw it, and I
Oh, he
don't
popped
see
it up
you
in
in
roll
the
20 for us.
character.
the
I don't
backstory
see.
is still a work in progress. So I wouldn't read too much into it yet.
No,
I was
I was just like, I still see Usalog under character info. Maybe I
Oh
yeah.
just.
my, I didn't scroll down. There's all kinds of
No,
stuff.
don't look at it. Don't look at it. It's mostly for
He's
reference
like,
for
Um,
me.
no,
I
don't.
didn't know that
it's
was gonna show. Don't
Where's
look
your character? I want to find it.
the
It's right
the
now. It's at the very
reference
top of the journal, Remy. He hasn't moved it down
Oh
among
yeah,
players yet.
oh, gotcha.
the reference was that she was acting like an older sister to Uslog.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the Uslog reference.
She said she had like a gray like patch or wisp of hair, so she's mature.
For an orc or half orc,
For an
yeah,
orc,
or half
half
orc.
orc,
They
yeah.
age a lot faster. So, but yeah,
Or
35 isn't
mature.
old, but
I turned 33 next week, and I'm feeling it. And I have grays. Oh my god.
I'm right there with you. But still, like,
Oh, you
Cool.
spring chicken.
I've been told that I'm still young. I believe. I'm gonna stick to that.
I'm not gonna lie though. Okay, actually, enjoy your 30s because that was like,
No, 30,
I mean,
33 is fun. It's gonna be fun.
my 30s was probably like the happiest and healthiest like decade. Like, I mean, my 20s sucked. I loved being 30s.
30 is great. I fucking love it. No, it's like it's the second 20 when you have a little more money and you're like you have a
Right,
bit little you're a
exactly.
little smarter. You're a little fucking
Yeah.
smarter.
Yeah, I hit 40 and my metabolism retired and my body started breaking down.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's funny. I don't know why that
No,
made me
no,
laugh.
it's supposed to be
It's
funny. You're
funny
good.
because we're all gonna be there. It's
Yeah, it's unavoidable, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the pandemic didn't help.
No.
I
We
hit
all
40
became
in the
a
middle
little
of
weird.
lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone got a little weirder, I feel like. I did. People stopped giving as much fucks. I think it was like it was a weird
I think
reset.
to some extent that's good though. Like the relaxation of like what do you call it? Like work attire, like standards. Not that you know I would be sloppy, but like
No,
being
working from
casual in
home
the
and everything like
office
that. Yeah, absolutely,
and remote working is so much more
Yeah.
prevalent now. It was increasing
It
before,
is.
but that really pushed it along.
No, it's insane.
And
like we're
the
having like we
increase
just
of
lost.
and the increase of like streaming services putting out whole seasons at once. Love that.
Yeah.
Lots of good things, I guess. Bright sides of the pandemic.
At my job, we just lost like two like decently level like engineers who,
Ooh.
like because one of them had the option to, like work like not even full time, just like 3 days from home, and was able to like move kind of as well. It was a part of it, But it's like that's a real serious, like, it was never talked about before, never even thought of. People would laugh at you, like, you don't have, and now it's like it is a serious bargaining piece that people are leaving jobs to be able to pursue as a legitimate option. It's just kind of wild. Like this was been unheard of 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I worked from home 2 days a week before lockdown.
I did
but
it for a year, went during lockdown for a year straight, and
well, I've done it. I've been to the office 4 times since March 2020.
Oh wow.
So
I like the hybrid model, honestly. I can't
I prefer it, actually. I think it's
or I
better
have
for
to,
like like having a reason to get up and get out of the house and stuff. Like I mean, I
it's
walk my dog,
huge.
but
It's the social no, but it's like that's what happened because I was living in Key West, Florida, and I started working from home, and I was just like, oh my god. I was like, I don't leave.
Wow.
I don't leave this 20-foot bubble. I mean, yeah, I'd walk and go
What
to
a
the beach.
pretty place to walk around, though. But
oh my god, and go to the beach, obviously. But it was, I don't know. I
Make some
missed the
chickens.
socializing aspect.
So-
It was weird. It was just really weird.
That's the thing is I've been working from home every day since 2017, and this is my social. I've got some friends that I can social. I'm an introvert, even though I can
Yeah.
babble like I'm an extroverted introvert. But being able to stay
Well,
at home,
it's a different medium.
it's
a
a
different medium.
situational
Yeah.
introvert. Yeah.
no, but I mean like small groups, I can talk people's ear off. Large groups, I am silent because watching crowds.
And people like the first time you're introduced and stuff. I think sometimes too. Like I can relate to what you're saying, but I also think sometimes it's like the more sessions we spend together, the more likely you're going to feel, less introverted in the group. Yeah, I can feel that.
Well,
I do miss in-person D&D. Before the shutdown, my husband and I hosted a game here at our house weekly, and that game had been going for 3 years.
Wow.
And we did a couple remote sessions shortly into pandemic, and then it just kind of fell apart. And I've been trying to get it to start back up again, but everyone's lives have just gone different ways, and it's harder to,
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
good. No, you're good. Sorry.
I do have one. I moved during the pandemic from the San Francisco Bay Area up to Portland area. And fortunately, I have social networks. So I've actually gotten into a in-person game. But it's so infrequent that I joined Lou's thing because it just, what are we meeting for this month? Oh, we can't because of this thing and that thing and that thing conflict. Like this Sunday is going to be it for this month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have another in-person game, which has been going for 7 years, and that is counting. That is counting 2020 and 2021, which we did not play. So,
what level are you guys?
Well,
No.
Here's the thing: we only play on Saturday nights during the Ohio Renaissance Festival season. So we all work at the Ohio Renaissance Festival, and we get together and play after hours. So there's only 5 to 7 sessions a year.
Wait,
but this coming Saturday is our first session since before the pandemic.
Excellent.
Oh, that's amazing.
So what's the Ohio Renaissance Fair like? Because in California, you can hit one of the small fairs every weekend.
Oh yeah, I bet. You guys also have the original, the pleasure fair is the original festival.
Yeah, it got turned into. It got taken away and turned into a resort or a yuppie golf course, and it pissed me off because it was beautiful. Oh yeah, the one in north, in the south, the southern fair's going strong still.
Cool.
But the northern one got sold off. Land got sold.
So out this way, almost every state has at least one, but there are some areas out here in the Midwest and on the East, like that you have to drive a decent ways to get to a fair. So like the Ohio Renaissance Festival is about an hour and 20 minutes south of me. And the Michigan Renaissance Festival would be the next closest one, and it's a 5-hour drive. No, well, I guess, Kentucky has one that might be a little closer than Michigan, but I've never gone to that one. So, but anyway, I mean, they're around if you know.
You have to go hunting for them.
Yeah. but I love it. You know, it's just really fun people and creative, cool artists and creative performers. And
It's
I
I
like
did
it.
the
blast.
I do the SCA for the same reason.
Nice. Yeah. I know some people that do the SCA. I've never actually been to an event or been involved, but you know, I think if I had gotten into some of this stuff, like I didn't know about D&D and Renaissance festivals and LARP and shit like that when I was in my high school and 20s and stuff like that. If I did, I'm sure I would have been into it. But I got into this stuff much later, and so like yeah, I mean like I think it's all really cool, but I don't know. It's harder to get involved. I guess you know I feel like the
Yeah.
old person, you know.
Well, and the SCA is it's tangent. It's
What is the SEA? Sorry.
Society for Creative Anachronism.
Okay.
Basically anything up medieval and Renaissance history up through the 1600s. Like I
If
focus
you
on fencing, but it's all kinds of studying and actively studying. So we got people making historical period recipes and all that stuff, and the armor fighting and all that stuff.
Oh
yeah,
my
and
god, that's
if you want to go
incredible.
to if you want to go to an amusement park that is very vaguely loosely based in history, go to the Ren Fair. If you want historical accuracy, go to an SCA event.
The other difference is the Ren Fair knows it's performing for people, whereas the
Yeah.
SCA we're theoretically performing for each other, but it's so low key compared to everything else. You
Yeah.
hear a lot of regular scatter and talk on SCA stuff, but
Yeah, you have to kind of know what like you don't just find SCA as a like a common what
yeah,
like a mundane. You have to be like you have to get into kind of those
Seek it
circles
out.
and get immersed. Yeah.
go to fighter practices, talk to people, and then decide if that's right for you, type thing. But
Do you do any of the wars, the big events?
yes, I've done Pensic once, which is the 10,000
The
plus
biggest. Yeah.
in Pennsylvania. I've done Gulf Wars, which is down in Mississippi. That land is being sold off. I've
Oh,
done Estrella, which was down in uh,
you said.
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Estrella
I thought
Wars,
you said
Star Wars.
Australia for a while.
No,
For a moment.
no, they have something called a Roni Festival, and I'd like to go to that sometime.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm
I've
not
done a
getting
couple
Frayner
that have
sheet to
done some
work,
of it.
so
Yeah, it's weird. It works in the Heroes of Gaian channel, or not channel, game.
Can
So
you still see
maybe
her
something
rolls?
happened.
I mean, I see
No,
the
knowing.
rolls when I do them, but I don't think anyone else can.
Yeah. Do I have like
Oh,
permission or something on the sheet?
Yeah, you have all the permissions.
Yeah, weird.
maybe it's just corrupt. You might want to just kind of. I know it's a pain, but start a new one. I had to do that on a couple of my characters in the last couple months.
Um, yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have a better option right now.
I can give you access to my D&D Beyond, and you should be able to.
I have D&D
Okay,
Beyond. My character, like she's in there, but she's a little different in the D&D Beyond than she is.
gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have not used Heroes of Gaian for people to make characters in like
Yeah,
over a
I just
year,
didn't
so I
have like
wonder.
a sheet in this game, so I was like, oh, we used to do that. So
All right, well, here I'll give you one just in case you want to mess around with it.
yeah, I'll try to build it as we go, but for now, I guess I'll just avoid combat.
Yeah, well,
Well,
if
as long as
you,
you can see your roles, I guess.
yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
you
no,
get,
I can do. Yeah, I can do it manually.
yeah, if you get some stuff set up,
Yeah.
you should be good. But you
Speaking
should
of, let's
see
go find a
the,
fight. I want
you
to see the
should,
monk fight.
yeah, you should see the new sheet now in the journal
Okay.
that you should have access to edit. And all my books should be shared, so you can roll it
Awesome.
up probably. All right, so back to what we were doing. You, I assume, are going to go looking through those papers, right?
Yes.
So it's about 8 o'clock in the evening right now. You would begin looking through them. There are quite a few of them. Do you have... Well, give me an intelligence check. It looks like these are correspondence between some of the cultists, Relic, and some of his spies.
Sorry, rolled it on beyond, but yeah.
Okay. So you spend a good amount of time going through them, and you are starting to see what your cousin was talking about. In some of the correspondence, it looks like there are messages that were intercepted from your supposed allies that talk of your clan being thought of as kind of fodder.
And would these be people speaking about my clan as fodder, would they be people I know of?
Yeah, so some of the names mentioned are of the Yali, or of the what was the name?
The Tuncuts is what I came
Tuncuts.
up with.
Yeah, so some of these names are of the Tuncut allies of yours. So it seems like at least it seems like what he said is correct. But you don't know if I mean, it still isn't directly pointing to them betraying your clan. There's nothing here that substantially links them to your clan's downfall.
But they were perfectly willing to use.
it did seem like they were they didn't think of your people with much respect, and there are actually instances of them sending your people on kind of missions that they weren't expected to come back from, which did result in some of them dying. So it seems like they kept a lot of information from you.
I'm babbling, sharing this with Remy as I go through. Whether he's asleep or paying attention or not, I'm not looking at him. I'm just repeating it out loud. Oh, and they used us.
Listening. Oh, he's absolutely listening.
It is getting kind of
through.
Yeah, it is getting kind of late. There are a lot of papers here, but you're starting to get a bit sleepy. The rest of you, are you doing anything for the day in the fort? Those who are not with Gao and Remy?
As we take the tour of the fort, if we do encounter like a supply room or a quartermaster or something like that, I would try and get some charcoal and incense.
So there are actually some members of the Midnight Pyre here that do have components they're willing to sell you.
Do they want pale coin, or are they like the?
Yes, they use pale coin. They're from the market.
Okay. All right.
So they'll basically sell you the components at like a 50% markup. So like 100 coin or 100 pale coin for 50 gold pieces worth of components.
Any room for negotiation? With
or
that?
No, sorry, it's like
sport.
like it would be 150 for 100. Never mind. Like that would be the conversion.
Gotcha. Is there any room for kind of? Because were the Midnight Pyre here before the Foxgloves took this fort?
No, they were brought in by the Foxgloves or Splitlanders, as they're called now, as allies.
Right. So they're upcharging us, even though we like made this fort available to them.
This guy is the one that you found.
I mean, I don't know that Arapel actually has a lot of.
Well, do you want to use persuasion or ask someone else to barter?
Sure, yes.
He's
going to babble a bunch of logic. Like, I don't care so much about... He doesn't care about the coin so much, but he understands, like, value and that he's being upcharged. So I think he would try to rationalize. And I don't know. He talks incessantly. That's his persuasion check.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Sorry, what were you saying? Say Uslag.
Is Frey, yeah, is Frey there with you?
I think she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frey
I
and
don't know.
Darian
Her
are.
with us, yeah.
If you're looking for like incense and stuff.
Well, I assume that. Oh, look, I'm good.
You're good.
So he
Yeah,
he seems to relent and says, "All right, I needed my ingredients, but I suppose I can sell them to you as I might be within the base for a while. I only have 50 coin worth, but I can sell them to you for 50.
I will give him 60 pale coin for the 50. That's 5 casts of my familiar, so I'm happy with that.
All right, he gives you a bow.
And I will ask if there is any possibility of finding any more precious metals or gems type materials in the fort. I know you said it's probably not here, but Arapel would ask. But
what sort of materials do you seek? Or when you say precious materials, do you mean components?
Platinum, diamonds, powdered
Oh,
silver.
like for your rings?
Well, yeah, the platinum would be for rings, yeah, but like powdered diamonds or silver.
He says, I don't know what type of riches they have here. I mean, I know that the clan has a vault that they've locked and they're guarding. I don't know, maybe they have some riches in there. But
Right.
As for just platinum or diamonds, I do not believe many of us are that rich here.
Understood. Your assistance is appreciated. I wish you well.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right.
Real quick, what do I know about the Midnight Pyre?
You know that they are a bit of a secretive organization that dabbles in a lot of political affairs. They are mostly independent. As far as you know, they don't work with the Court of the Raven. They do have their allies in the political spheres, but they do a lot of work behind the scenes, mostly to try to keep some dangerous groups in check, one of which being the Children of Night, the cultists.
And you said they have some, I guess, they work with the Silent Circle.
Yes, the
Wow.
Silent Circle is one of their allies. They use their underground markets in several of the cities.
Gotcha. How many would I say I've seen? Like, are they distinguishable from the other clan members? Like, are they dressed in different?
So, you don't know any of them personally. Before this, you probably wouldn't have had much contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think you may have met Civil when you met the group. He was the one that was an ally to the Splitlanders. But other than that, you probably haven't been in much contact with them. You've mostly just been working with the Silent Circle.
Okay. Do people? I guess I ask.
But now you're seeing a lot more of their agents here, obviously.
Gotcha. Does it look like they, like, I guess, leave the fort, like, once in a while, I guess, to other places, or it's less? Are they just staying here for a little bit, or are they? This is their home.
You're not sure how long they've been here or what their plans are. I mean, do you want to ask one of them, or how would you know?
I guess the one that Arapel was talking to, I'll get some information from it. Yeah, the merchant.
Also, when he said
So
that
he's not
he
actually a
can-
merchant. He's just some guy who had components. There aren't any merchants
Gotcha.
here.
Gotcha.
Okay. When you said that he said that the clan has a room, like a safe room, that they're storing some things in, did you mean Uslog's clan, or did you mean
Yes, the vault that The
Okay,
vault that
thank you.
Uslog's people are currently that's Quince and Xeris.
Gotcha.
That's where
Okay.
that's where he's talking about. Remy knows
Okay,
about
yeah.
it.
All right, yeah. Darian, go ahead if you wanted to talk to this guy. Sorry.
So if you you said you were going to ask him what he's doing here.
Yeah, what they're doing here. What's their situations? What are they doing?
So he says, well, we were sent here to assist our Gaian allies, those who hunt the children of the night. We are here to try to figure out more about the return of the Shadowlord and basically do what we can to secure this fort for the times to come. We're worried that the cultists might try to retake it, so we're fortifying it a bit. That's mostly why we're here, for our martial skills and magic. He says, you are, why do you ask, he says, you are not a shadow elf, but
No.
you seem to be dressed in garb that looks like it came from New Havisgard.
Is he Sharkai? Or
Yeah, these are all Shadowkai mostly, except for
Shadowkai.
Uslog's clan.
yes, I grew up in the Shadowfell, and I've been around many Shadowkai. I'm currently working with the Silent Circle.
Are you a member?
Yes, I'd say so.
I see.
I work directly under Amira.
Ah, yes. I'm familiar with her. So why have you come here?
She has asked me to accompany these fine people to help them on their journeys and to just help them or just I'm not sure really, just to help them out and stuff like that. I got kind of lost there.
He nods. He says, "It makes sense. It's been challenging for us to track down leads on the Shadow Lords and their people." He says, if you're looking for more information on what's going on, I'd suggest speaking to the... what's your clan's name, Uslog? I assume they have a name.
The Suntooth clan.
The Suntooth. Yeah, he says you should speak with the Suntooth. They've been sort of gathering all the intelligence along with one named Quince and Xeris.
Gotcha. Who's your leader currently? The Midnight.
Well, I answer to... Hang on. Make sure I get these names right. I think you met this guy. He says, I answer to Ruvain. He says, one of the Order of the Midnight Pyre. He says that is my my higher up, and the higher up of most of the Midnight Pyre who are here.
Okay. Sorry, what was the town we came from?
New Havisgard.
New Havisgard. I asked him, do you guys have any routes or people going back to New Havisgard?
He says, we're not planning to leave anytime soon.
Gotcha, I just wanted to know. Alright. Well, thank you for the information, sir.
Of course.
I'll shake his hand and I'll rejoin my companions.
Okay. So it's getting later. I assume you are all getting ready to go to bed at some point as night drags on. Una would actually summon everyone. She wants to talk to you all.
Summon us.
Yeah,
All right,
you know,
well,
like
we know who's in charge.
send. Yeah, the Suntooth are kind of in charge of this place.
Like it.
Quince and Xeris were sort of in charge, but they kind of relinquished lead, and the Suntooth kind of took over. So you all get messages that Una would like to speak to you.
Gotcha.
If
I'll
you
make my way over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Gao and Remy?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I mean, are we finished? Are we finished with our research?
You still have some papers to go through. Gao was taking a while to get it all sorted, but it is starting to get late, so you might not be able to finish it tonight unless you're going to skip resting.
If I
No.
while I'm walking there, if I run into Frey, would I guess?
Well, you'd probably run into her once you get to Una's. I don't know what it would be called, just her meeting place.
Okay.
You would probably see that a bunch of the clan, the Suntooth, are here as well as Frey.
Ooh,
Oh,
like
okay.
they're all assembled,
Yeah, it
So
looks like
people
she
from the fort?
assembled pretty much her whole clan here to speak with
Oh,
all of
wow.
you.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe this is a tribute for Uslag.
So, as you're all arriving, yeah, you see a bunch of the clan members there. So yeah, you would see Frey there as well. Una says, "I would like to give everyone a minute for the rest of the people to arrive." Are you saying something to Frey?
Oh, I'll just ask her. Well, is the rest of what do all the rest of the clan members look like? Are they all human? And is she like a
So most of them are human. Or go ahead. This is yeah. You can tell everyone what your clan's like.
I'm pretty sure she's the only half orc. There is some orcish ancestry in the Suntooth clan, but none of it is as prominent as.
Was Uslag half orc?
No,
She's
no,
human.
or like great.
For some reason, I thought she was orc, but no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Never mind. No, she was human, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's human.
Gotcha. Sorry, I was mixing up my games. Sorry.
So yeah, there are about 12 women kind of standing there. Are there any men in the tribe? I forget.
Yeah. I think there's a bunch. There's gosh, looked at this sheet.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to give me exacts, but yeah, we'll say there's many women there. There's probably like 12 or so, and there's a couple of men as well assembled around the table. Una is at the front. As she sees the rest of you arriving, she says, "Foxgloves, it's good to see you again. I welcome you to my council chambers. I know you're all tired and probably wish to go to sleep, but I wanted to speak to you before you retired for the evening."
We're known as the Splitlanders now. Change of leadership, you know.
She says, "Yes, I was going to say, it seems like your group has changed a bit. What happened to the others who left here?"
I don't know. I'm new, so I don't know.
She looks to or go ahead.
I was guess I look towards I guess Gnome Chemsky, because I think he's been here the longest, right?
Yeah,
Well,
probably him, Remy,
yeah.
and Uslag at this
Remy.
point.
Yeah.
So
Because Uslag can see.
Remy would just like kind of raise a hand and roll one wrist. It's like, one of them died. One of them found a higher calling. One of them had work. I can't keep track of all of them. Truly,
Chomsky says, "Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to kiss you off, Remy, but Lark had fallen, and the woman who was with us found a way to return to Gaian, so she left, saddened by his passing. I think those were the main two, right? That were with you before. And she nods and says, very well. I'm glad to see more of you have joined. But I was curious, what are your plans now? I know that, Gao, you went looking for answers. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, but that's left me lost.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Does your group have a leader? Or does the group know what it's going to do next?
I have no idea. I just joined. Just look to the rest of the group. What do you guys think?
We don't currently have a de facto leader.
I believe our primary directive is to thwart or eradicate the followers of the Shadow as they pose significant risk to multiple planes of existence.
She
I
says,
agree.
I think we're a current full democracy. Everyone one vote, and then we decide what we want to do.
Yeah.
She says, well, I believe we share a purpose then, as we as well are, at least for now, working with these Shadowfell elves, or Shadow elves, to look for weaknesses in our enemies' ranks and exploit them. There is a fear that the Shadowlord is somewhere recovering his strength. And I know the Midnight Pyre has been desperately seeking out where that is, so they're ready for when he returns. I have considered returning to Gaian. I was actually going to speak with Uslog about it next time I saw her. But now our people seem to be embroiled in this. I will admit I'm a bit lost on what we should do next.
Lou, out of character, can you remind us, since so many of our characters are newer than this fort and much newer than the Shadowlord's confrontation, what are the breadcrumbs or the story threads or the possible missions that we might have in front of us right now, besides the general Shadowlord's bad, let's stop them?
Okay. You could definitely use Uslug's journal as a reference for this if you.
Cool. That's a good idea.
A real world kind of thing.
Yeah, so you all may have been speaking a little bit outside of the game, or your characters may have been speaking a bit outside of play of what had happened. So, I mean, the group originally came here to try to follow Uslog's clan because they had been kidnapped by the Children of the Shadow after Uslog and her people attacked the Shadowlord and basically destroyed him. So that's why they originally came here, and after doing so, they became trapped. So they have saved their clan, but they kind of didn't have a way back right away. So then they started kind of looking into these Children of the Shadow, which has kind of been what the group's been working on. They went to New Havasgard and they were looking to make allies to try to figure out where the members of these where these cultists were and what they were up to.
And I think the confrontation with the Shadow Lords at the end of the previous chapter, where they believed they destroyed the enemy, do I understand correctly that this group has been getting clues while in the Shadowfell that we, and by we I mean one person, no, none of the current characters, I guess, now that Uslug's gone, but anyway, this group didn't necessarily end the Shadow Lords. We think that we may have just ended their vessel on Gaian, right? That's the clue we've gotten, is everyone's talking about how the Shadow Lords are stirring, right?
Yeah, so you did destroy his form when you fought him, but you believe that he retreated to the Shadowfell and is kind of reforming now somewhere, aided by these Children of Shadow and Ardent Relic.
Okay. So
Yeah, and I know we had a couple of changing of characters, so those threads may have been kind of lost in the shuffle.
yeah, I think Uslog was kind of our tie from early on, and
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
it
so
was.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
No, it's okay.
no, actually, I think I was thinking about this morning after the group took our last long rest, and it was mentioned that Xylia had Uslog's journal. I was thinking that maybe at our next rest, Erica might request to study it, and that might give us kind of the in character like information that link that like we lost with losing Uslog.
I mean, Uslug very well. I mean, could have potentially explained at least because I'm sure we talked about some of it
Yeah,
like early
some
on, like in
mhm.
character.
During rests or travel.
Like,
Yeah,
what
she
is
would
the point? Why are we here?
have really, gone into great detail about like specifically the battles that they, they
Mhm.
went through, but not a lot of the political stuff probably, but the battles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, what are the breadcrumbs here in the Shadowfell like besides like do we have any clues to follow on you mentioned now we suspect that the Children of Shadow are becoming more active and
yeah.
gathering do
So
we have any clues to follow on that?
yeah, so Una was going to say we currently, from what I've been told by our allies, we currently have spies within the church as well as within the Shadowfell looking into what exactly Relic is up to. So we're trying to get information on that. We also have some things that we found out through the work of Quince and Xeris, going through some of the notes that were left behind in this keep. And there might be a way that we can actually trap the Shadowlord if he does come back. But it's old technology that exists within Gaia and not within the Shadowfell. It's something else we should look into. The old Dwarven Empire and their rune masters are the ones who originally trapped the Shadowlord. So, yeah.
I'm guessing the Shadowlord you can't permanently kill him.
No, the Shadowlord, we have no knowledge of. We don't know how to kill this thing. The Shadowlords existed over several cycles, and there might actually be two of them now. So we don't know how to kill them, but we know that they were trapped before by the Therian Empire in the 12th cycle. Before they were, or one of them was trapped and was freed somehow. So
Well, I
the
know that sorry.
the magic to trap them might still exist somewhere back in Gaian.
So, a couple things. Would Uslog have mentioned that there was two, a master and an
Oh,
apprentice?
yeah.
Okay. And second question,
Xeris would probably, she would probably would have talked a little bit about Xeris and the other, yeah. So
Xeris?
yeah,
I'm not familiar with Xeris.
So
he's
Xeris was a host for one of the Shadow Lords,
Oh, gotcha.
Gaivok.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
There were one was so there were two of them. One was Malik, who was traveling inside of Galen Blackwater, and the other one was Gaivok, who was taken in by Xeris, who was a player at the time. And Xeris is still controlling that Shadow Lord within him.
Oh, that body is so live and well.
Yeah, although Xeris has kind of disappeared at this point, Quince would say.
Did Xeris get
Or
to
sorry,
the
Una would
end
say.
battle with this group, or did he leave the group before that?
He was at the end battle.
And then he just took off afterwards?
He was with the group up until they came to the Shadowfell.
Yeah, he helped to infiltrate.
He was actually in this
You guys had
this
you were
fort.
working with him, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't know where
sorry,
he is now,
I'm trying
Una
to
says.
mitigate my player knowledge with and with what has been discussed in this group and stuff. So but I think this is really good like for the new players too. So there are these these shadow lords that have controlled bodies in Gaian, and the group fought at least one of them, and they have been contained in the past by dwarven technology, but were later freed.
Oh, dwarven magic.
And
So wait, are you
I'm
talking?
trying to be really vague with like the details that I feel like this group has basically learned or shared or discussed. I'm trying to summarize. Does that help everyone, or?
Yeah.
What do the Shadowlords want? What's their goal? Do any idea of that?
Has it ever been brought up in this group?
So now are we? So this is metagame like what you had talked about with Uslog. Is that what we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
think so.
With the limitation of what Uslog would have actually discussed or written in her journal, I think. Like I assume she wouldn't have gotten super detailed with magic or specifics or stuff.
Right. I'm not sure Uslug knew exactly what their end goal was. It just
So from what?
done
Yeah, I mean, from what you know, they were trying to gather life force to power some sort of portal to get to some lost place. But without Arcana, Uslag would have been very limited as to what they were trying to accomplish and how.
What was
So,
the name of the player once more who Gaivok inhabited?
oh, Xeris?
Zeris. So
Yeah.
Arapel, presumably at one point during our party travels and short rests and discussions, Arapel would ask, like, if you allied with him for a time, worked together with him at one time against Malik, did you ever ask him why he was doing these experiments and what he might have been working towards?
Who is Arapel asking?
Arapel would have
Sorry,
asked.
I was kind of in the middle of Una's speech. Now I'm like I'm unsure.
I'm
We're
sorry, go ahead.
talking. Well, I mean, it's fine. We can talk a
Oh,
little
I'm
bit
sorry.
about like what had happened before, but it's kind of
I was
pulling.
trying to establish, because Arapel's new enough in this group, and of course we have some new members, even newer than Arapel, that there's a lot of, like, I feel like in character we would know a little better what we want to do, and we would have shared a little more details with each other. Whereas out of character, I feel we're a little bit like, wait, what are we doing next? What's our goal?
So the tie to all of this was sort of the fact that these cultists had wronged all of you in some way. There wasn't much of a tie other than, I mean, before this, the tie was Uslog and her party, though that party sort of went their own way. So the new group kind of, like Remy, for example, was wronged by the cultists when he was being tortured by Niara Frost.
Oh, it wasn't Relic. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
No, Remy, I don't think he met. Well, maybe he kind of met Relic personally because Relic was there when he was taken prisoner, although Relic didn't personally torture him. That was Frost. Darian is kind of here because he and his group are enemies of the cultists, which most of the Shadowfell is. But he's working with the Midnight Pyre. Gao is here because his... where was it that Gao came in?
Gao was looking for his cousin. That's why he got hooked up with the group.
Yeah,
but
so-
he's basically the government side, the official government side of what Darian's doing, as opposed to Darian's doing the subterfuge side. Basically.
Yeah. So Gao has allies within the government, and his group was working with them. This other political group that is also enemies to the Shadowlord's people. So it's kind of changed a bit because everyone is here for different reasons than the original group.
So I guess, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Well,
Arapel is seeking to restore his corrupted memories, and there were several references in that cave that the shadow cultists were controlling until we, drove them out. that they had some knowledge of him. So I guess that's my impetus.
All right. Well, why don't we go back to what's happening in game? And if you all want to talk about all this stuff outside of game, like say you were either talking like with Uslog's journal, I mean, you all could be doing that, but I mean, this is kind of a lot of meta stuff right now.
Sorry, I was just I wasn't sure in or out of character like what we were doing next. So,
Well, Una's
how we
kind
would
of
answer the question of
Una
that.
was kind of going to get to that. So she was going to say there are a couple of things. Well, she was going to say, I'm happy that you all returned. And while you are here, there are a couple of things that we might need your help with, which would lead her to talk about Quince's discoveries of the magic that these rune masters employed in the 12th cycle to capture the Shadowlord, and that your group might need to return to Gaian to look into that. In addition, there are some pieces of information that we're waiting on, which could open up some more possibilities of where the group could go to help us fight these Shadow Lords, as well as maybe your own journeys for our own journeys to try to bring Uslog back.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the main goal right now, the one path that's clear, is we need to get the magic to try to deal with this Shadow Lord if the cultists try to bring him back. But there might be some other things we have to work on.
Do we possess the ability to revisit Gaian by choice at our leisure, or are we stranded here until we discover such ability?
For the moment, I think we're stranded. I think Quince is trying to figure out who he can speak to find a way home.
Okay.
But yeah, that's going to be part of our journey, because without magics to trap the Shadow Lord, if he returns, then all we can do is maybe defeat him again, but that'll only delay the inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He says, I think Rune is also working on discovering a way back to Gaian, magic that'll bring us back there.
I hear I need to visit her for cookies and tea.
Una says yes, she's always looking to give out cookies and tea. So that's the... she says, I don't know what your group had planned, but I know that we're going to have to at some point go back to Gaian.
Okay, so one of our main priorities is to find a way back, or find a porter or something.
Yes, we're working on that right now, or I should say, Rune is.
Okay.
We're trying to find a place between the veil where the wall is thin.
Gotcha.
I have to admit that with what I've been reading, I'm kind of distracted and forming a plan of what I personally need to do. That said, I am willing to help out however we can to stop things.
Perhaps if we share our intended actions or goals, then our missions may align. If you have discovered some thread you wish to pursue.
Well, I'd say we need to stall the Shadow Codes as much as possible until they find a way, or give us more information on a way back, or your guys' back to Gaia. I asked, who's the one who's been speaking to us again? The name? Una. Do you have any more leads on the cultists? Like, any more information on their whereabouts and their activities?
She says, I don't yet. We're still looking into that. We don't know exactly where Relic and his people are. I mean, they're spread out all throughout this empire, but we're still looking for exact places where we can find them.
Have any holdouts been identified, or are you simply looking for a base of operations? Do we have any locations?
Well, I heard that you all had cleared a location within the mountains near New
Affirmative.
Havisgard.
Affirmative. The cultists were attempting to empower a very large crystal of necrotic energy.
Is that what that was?
A ritual that would. I do not have full information on this process, but Noam Chomsky has informed me that he is aware of or learned in some understanding of these crystals.
Noam would nod. He says, yes, they were trying to take the life force of New Havisgard to power one of those crystals, one of those power sources that they keep trying to make.
Also, I wouldn't have said Noam Chomsky. I would have said the revered Professor Chomsky.
He would nod. Thank you, Arapel. But that, yes, so I would assume that they're continuing to try to gather power. Maybe their Shadowlord had spoken to them and told them what was needed before he was defeated. Because that's the only reason. He says, as much as I know about the cultists, it's something that they often do is will try to take life force and store it in crystals to power their ancient technology.
I believe Uslog mentioned encountering many much smaller versions of these crystals in their travels in Gaian, in a city that was affected by the Shadow Lords on that plane.
So Una nods and says, well, I called you all just to try to get a better idea of your plans going forward. And it sounds like you are sort of in the middle of figuring out what you want to do next. So maybe you want to stay, or maybe you could stay here a few days as we look into this crystal, and maybe try to do some research into where we can go to help bring back Uslog.
Are there any smaller, closer tasks that you are following up on that we may assist with while you finalize details of these other jobs?
She says, no, there were a few when we first got the keep organized, but at this point we're just in the middle of waiting for several things to complete.
Okay.
She says, did any of you have any questions for me?
I am told that you are... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm still thinking.
This isn't super relevant or super important, but like since it was mentioned by one of the NPCs, and I was told that your clan has designated a strong room or a safe room or a vault where supplies are kept. Are you in possession of magical reagents or precious components or things that would assist us in our adventures?
She says, well, Remy took stock of the vault, I believe, before we left.
Okay.
So he probably has the papers of what is stored in there. Chomsky might also have them.
I will redirect my inquiries. Appreciation.
Yeah, if you look in the party treasury, I think it lists what's in the vault.
Oh, gotcha. I only asked it because the guy I traded with earlier mentioned it, but that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think under character info, there's a section of the party treasury that talks about the vault. And so she says, well, I think I have an idea of what you all are doing, so I'll let you get back to bed. I'll let you rest for the evening. But I suggest you stay here for a while we look for answers. Maybe we
Are
can
any-
go ahead.
No, sorry. Finish, please.
Good night.
Yeah,
And she would leave.
I'll say thank you for your hospitality, and I will go back.
Yes, have a good evening.
Oh, yeah. Bye. Night.
Mhm.
All right. So, what do you all want to do? Anything before bed?
I guess I'll sneak out. I guess and go up to the like. What kind of fort is this? Is like a stone kind of castle where
So,
it's like a
yeah, there's large walls outside an inner keep. The walls are probably about 30 or so feet tall, so fairly large walls. And there is a large wooden door at the front that's generally kept closed. They have people walking along the walls, keeping an eye out. You would assume this was built on a relic, because that's the only way people could be here and not be getting sapped by the Shadowfell.
gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. The last 2 rests we took were out in the
Yes.
the effects of the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, I'll take a walk around the walls to just look out.
Yeah, the inner
get
keep
a-
is even larger. It's about 40 feet, so it goes a little bit higher than the walls.
Oh, okay. I'll just get a feel of the landscape, and once I'm done with that, I'll go back to bed.
So the fort is sitting sort of in a valley, surrounded by mountains on 3 sides. The plains lead out of the valley, kind of into the main plain area of the Shadowfell, which opens up going south, as you kind of see on the map there. There's large mountains behind the fort, as well as another large waterfall, much like the one near the lake you were at.
Okay.
All right, so if you all go to bed,
Are the distances accurate? Like, how far from this valley are the mountain ranges or the plains?
the distances are mostly accurate. The mountains are pretty close to the back of the fort. There.
100 meters. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pretty close. Okay,
No, that's
that makes sense.
miles, not meters.
Oh, miles. Okay. All right. I was like, what? This
It's
is
about
really close.
It's a day's travel each box, about 24 miles.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So the group is going to bed for the evening. Gao, you have a vision as you go to bed. You are standing in a place that is familiar to you, standing in the snow again. It looks like it is a place back in Gaian, where your people first came from. And as you kind of walk into the cold, like the mist sort of clears in front of you, and you would see a woman who seems like she's standing almost like above the ground, like she's standing there, but she's not actually on the ground. She looks like a Shatterkai.
Not creepy at all.
Not creepy at all. She turns to you and says, "Greetings, Gal. I am
Greeting?
She says, "I am Yali, Walker of the Veil." She says, "You seek someone. Is this not true?"
Yes.
She says, "I have been sent to plead with you for your help. You and your group, you have a noble journey ahead of you, and you seek the aid of a friend who is lost. The Raven Queen has heard your pleas, and she wishes to help, as your friend has not yet crossed over." She says, I wish to guide you, but I must know, are you willing to accept a dangerous task and risk everything for this friend of yours, this Uslog?
Though I've just
Like
met
3
her,
days.
yeah, I'm willing to yes,
She makes a big
it
impression.
all.
So she would nod and she says, in the ancient times, there was a great battle here in this area. A battle against the forces of the Shadowlords. The original purpose of the keep in which you sleep was to watch the northern mountains. Some of the old shrines still exist within these mountains, and there are powerful energies gathered at one of them. Your group needs to journey to this place, as it is a conduit to the Raven Queen and her people, and possibly your friend Uslog.
So, what are we to do there?
She says, ask ask your changeling friend about the path through the waterfall. She should have gathered enough information to set you in the right direction. If you go into those caves, it will lead you deeper into the mountains where you can find the shrine. There are guides within the caves that can help, but also dangerous undead who still make that place their home, souls that never were properly put to rest. She says, travel through this place, and we will speak more.
I will do what you ask. Whether people join me or not, I will do so.
The Raven Queen has seen your actions, Gao, and she blesses them. I hope we speak again soon.
As do I.
And with that, you'd suddenly awaken in a bit of a sweat. And strangely, as you awaken, you almost hear like a raven call in the distance, and you would see one sitting on your window staring at you. It blinks its eyes a few times and flies off into the night.
Bye, foul-feathered friend.
All right, so that is all that happens during the evening. Nothing else happens. You would awake. It is the next day, the 74th. What do you all want to do?
Gao wants to gather everybody in the group privately to have a little chat.
Okay.
I will accept.
So Gao
Yay,
sort
we have
of gathers you all in the morning. I guess, would he seem excited?
Agitated.
Be agitated. Okay. So he seems a bit agitated, bringing you off to kind of I assume a corner area that's maybe separate from everyone.
Remy, is this area secure from peeping, do you know? Since you know this place better than anybody else here? You and Chomsky?
He just looks around and goes, I mean, I imagine it's fine as any other, honestly. It's too early for it. No one should be up this early, honestly.
Why are you so agitated, Gao? Chomsky says. What's going on?
A messenger came in during my dream.
Remy goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Remy is just, like, ready to... He's crumpling against a wall.
Remy has, he has his sunglasses on. He's just sitting there
Are
snoring.
do we each
Hood
have our
down.
own rooms? Is it a barracks situation?
You were probably sleeping in your own rooms. I guess you could have been sleeping together, but they would have given you your own rooms because it's a pretty big area.
Okay. So he's come and gotten us, or we, came out for breakfast or whatever?
Yeah, I'll say you had come out for breakfast and Gao was kind of quickly asking you all to come with him.
I will eagerly follow. Please show me what you are excited about. Your pulse is quickened, and there is some cold sweat on your brow.
Yes, there is. I had a vision. Someone talked to me last night in my dream, and said that there's a way to help find Uslog. We're supposed to find. There's power that's been stored in one of the places around here, and a shrine. And I'm supposed to ask a changeling friend who I don't know who's a changeling friend, so that's what I was going to ask you guys. But there's a path through the waterfall, and had a shrine. We
but-
could help about Uslog.
Well, you met the changeling.
It was
if it's the
Gal and
same
Remy
person.
that, yeah.
Remember the one who
Right.
was posing as someone you didn't recognize?
But my character doesn't know that they were a changeling. They just know that they were this, now they were that.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
So
true.
Could have been
You
an
might
illusion.
you might not have made that connection that
But
they
Remy
changed.
would have made that connection.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
but
Oh,
are
no.
you awake right now?
He's halfway.
I mean, he's halfway.
It's like,
He's
what?
listening, but reluctantly.
Yeah.
Our new dragon tattoo girl like stumbles in for breakfast and
Oh, I don't know if
oh,
Frey's
you
there.
mean Quinn?
Frey. I don't think Frey would be there. She doesn't know the group that well yet.
Yeah, I don't think you would have got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's awake. She's an early riser, so she's probably off meditating somewhere and doing her,
Yeah.
her morning routine. So
But Chomsky would say, when you say that, Gao, he thinks for a moment. He says, wasn't that one Quince? That was her name, right? The one that's an
Oh.
ally to the group?
Quince?
That's
I
the
thought she
one.
was just a caster.
Says, no, I remember. She was the one who initially infiltrated this fort, right, Remy?
That is correct.
Great, so Quince knows the way through a waterfall to get to the shrine that'll help us with Uslog. I don't know if we need to bring Uslog's body. I made the promise that I'm going, whether anybody else is going or not.
He says, wait, what did you say the messenger's name was, or did you say?
I did not say Yeli's name.
Do you say it then?
Yeah.
Religion might tell you something if you have it trained.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay. So, Arapel, you would recognize... that's fine. You would, with 22, you would recognize the name Yali. She is one of the high saints of the Raven Queen. Yali, the Walker of the Veil. Basically her second in command.
So he recites information about Yali very, again, he's read it somewhere and he's regurgitating it.
Okay. So you give some information. Chomsky would say, I don't know, I guess we could talk to Quince and see what she has to say. But this seems like a good sign. This is what Arapel, didn't those spirits tell you that we would get a sign, a calling?
Yes, I recommend we follow this chain of events and attempt to discover this source of power that remains.
Well, if we're not doing anything else right now, let's do it.
Did this Yali say anything else?
I'm rereading it. Ask for help, journey of a friend. This area was the battleground against the force of the Shadowlords, and there are several shrines, but only one's powered up. Has the change leading through the waterfall, and there are guides that'll help us to the shrine after we get through the waterfall, but they're also undead.
If there are multiple shrines, can the others be powered, and would there be a benefit to doing so?
I am not smart enough to have asked that at the time, but we could probably ask some of the guides, I guess.
It is
When we-
understandable. You are organic.
Yes,
This shade.
I am organic. That is true.
Chomsky kind of says, Arapel, that's rude.
Apologies.
But I don't know what this means, powered up. Maybe, well, I guess we could go in there and maybe there'll be some kind of signs or information we can glean from the caves, but I guess it's a lead. It's something.
True.
He says, "Well,
I say.
oh, go ahead."
I was going to say we should just, start searching after breakfast. Or
I
something.
support this course of action.
Do we have to really do it this early? Can't we just like go back for like a little siesta and we'll start like right after noon?
We know how useless you are right now. We'll go find things.
No, don't leave me. I don't want to miss anything. But you just, go sleep in. So.
I'd love to, but I can't.
What?
Fine.
Can we at least eat breakfast, Gal?
Oh, yes. I'm going to go find our fruit friend,
Okay, good.
Quince.
All right,
Is
so
that a fruit?
Quince, did you say fruit friend?
Isn't quince a fruit?
Well, Quince is a. I don't know if you. Well, yeah, you did meet Quince, didn't you?
Yes.
Or is that?
I'm thinking of a fruit, though.
Is
There is
Quince
a-
the name of a fruit?
Oh, I
All
think
right.
you're right. I just googled it. It's a hard acid pear-shaped fruit used in preserves or as a flavor.
All right, that makes more sense.
Nice.
It's like
Okay.
Nice.
fair enough.
No, never heard of that.
Yeah, I had not heard of that either.
Either. In the main chat now.
So you would encounter her again if you go look for her. She's probably still up in Relic's chambers. Once again, she is assuming his form. She would say, "Oh, you're back. I'm guessing you need to read more papers?"
I want to, but I had another issue.
What's that?
I was told to ask you about a path through the waterfall.
She seems a bit surprised by that. The waterfall? You mean behind the keep, the large one?
I don't know. I was told to ask you.
Who told you?
Yali.
I don't know who that is, she says.
I got the impression that they are very, very, very high up in the religion type thingies. She
Is
came
it-
in my dream.
Is it?
The religion
Oh.
type thingy.
Oh, like a vision?
Yes.
And she
It was
said,
weird seeing a Shadowkai standing above the ground, 4 feet above the covers.
huh. Well, a waterfall. Did she
In
say?
ancient-
Did
In
she?
ancient times, great battle in the field, a great battle in this area against the Shadowlords. This keep was set for defense. Talk to you about access through a waterfall. Actually, she said, "Ask the changeling friend where the path through the waterfall is." I didn't know you were a changeling until Remy groggily told me that you were.
Stupid visions revealing my secrets. She says, yes, I'm a changeling. Oh, was she talking about the caves?
I guess there's supposed to be
Oh.
caves and undead and guides and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a bad place.
Yep.
We kind of have been staying away from there. There was some
I told you.
strange. She says, "Well, I was exploring it, and there was this strange 3-headed skeleton creature moving around back there, and it just had all these undead following it around. I don't know if it was a spellcaster or what, but we decided to fall back, and we've just been staying away from those caves. I don't know. Why would they send you there? That's bad. You shouldn't go up there."
I made the promise whether I like it or not, so I'm going.
Well,
I might have some of the others joining me, but I'm going.
She says, "I can definitely show you where they are. I mean, they're not hard to get to, but yeah, it's something about that place gives me the creeps, and not just the undead. It's a really it just feels off.
Yep. Can you remember or give a general idea of maps or whatnot of the areas that you were in? Or do you know of anything about the
Yeah,
undead?
I can. Well, I don't know much about undead, but I can certainly take you to the caves. It's not far from here. It's pretty easy to get there.
Okay.
Can we do that a little bit later, though?
Yes, definitely later. Remy's got to get his beauty sleep.
She says it's like a
Isn't it early in the day?
Yes.
It's like
Okay.
8 a.m. right now,
Good.
right?
yeah, it's in the
Okay,
morning.
good. Good.
I have not. Other pressing things can take precedence.
She says,
I just wanted to be sure that I could get this going.
yeah." And Una, did she tell you about the Therian Empire and their ritual to trap the Shadowlords?
I will be honest with you. She talked about possible jobs for us, but I was distracted with the knowledge that I found in the papers. So,
Oh, well, yes. As long as she told you a little bit about that, because that might be a good next step for us in our battle against these cultists. But
Remy just bumbles like with his head against the wall. Yeah, told us about the machines, fucking
Oh, wait, we're all
dwarves.
there?
They figured it out. Aren't we?
I think Remy and well, I know that Gao went. I guess Remy could have followed. That's fine.
Gal
You
did
guys
not
have
pay
been
attention.
you've been talking to me this whole time. I've been in part of this.
Was I? Was I? Oh.
He had sunglasses on, but he's there.
Oh no, that was
Nobody talked to you.
that was when Gal pulled everyone aside. But after that, I think he went.
Breakfast.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
I ran
breakfast.
I stomped upstairs to get this started.
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize.
You could still be there.
That's fine. Yeah, you could have come up with him.
Remy's sleeping and dreaming.
Okay, so he's back in the breakfast room, like with his head up against the wall and the sunglasses on. He fell back asleep, maybe.
He's probably at the table with his head in his arms. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he or she says, yeah, I can show you the way there. Maybe a little bit later, maybe around lunchtime.
I will let everybody know and let them decide if they're joining us or not, joining me or not.
Yeah. So while that's happening, the rest of the group, maybe you're still having breakfast. Gao had left. Una would walk in, and she would have Frey with her. And she would say, I want to send someone to help you with your times to come, and I know Frey is one of our best warriors next to Uslog. I hope you will accept her into your group for now, while we venture forward to fight against these cultists. And she smiles.
Sounds
Is
like
she
a
a
good
little
idea.
old for combat?
Remy suddenly wakes up. Huh?
Ray gives you a
Una says,
smile.
Remy, this is why no one likes you.
so you know when
but-
you know when the droids in Star Wars pull out a little like finger and like zap people with like a little tiny cow.
You like
paw?
R2D2 zap
If
Remy.
Arapel has that, I feel like he might have just done that to Remy.
Does she have shocking grasp?
No, she does not.
What
It's not a
the?
paladin spell.
Oh, is this conversation going on while I'm upstairs?
Yeah. So this is a little bit after you left. You went upstairs.
Oh my.
I'll kind of kick Remy under the table.
There you go.
Yeah.
What? I don't want. I am not her. I'm not in charge of that.
So Una crosses her arms and she says, Frey is one of our best fighters, Remy. Her skills with unarmed combat are second to none. You would be wise to respect her.
I got an
I'm pretty
idea.
good in unarmed combat myself.
Why don't you spar with her then, Remy?
Oh yes, please. I'm
I'll
warmed up. I just did my morning routine.
He's just going to say
Ready to
creepy
go.
things in your head.
If we must.
If not, then he'll just say it out loud.
Yeah, or out loud. Yeah, Una says, if you wish to spar, that's fine, but I will say Frey is very, very talented in the art of combat. I would not underestimate her. She is.
Do not underestimate me, my love, my darling, my What do I? What should I call
You were the one who
Frey.
called
Frey
her
is fine.
old.
it? I didn't say
What
I
did
wasn't
you,
into it. It's
what
just on the battlefield.
And there's
He's
the
into old.
creepiness, she says.
Frey? Yeah, Frey's just keeping a really calm composure. She looks very unfazed by it.
If you'd like, I mean, do you want to do this? We can. I have no issue.
She would say, Una would say in response, Frey is trained as a barbarian as well as in the ways of the monk. She's extremely talented. So
Those are an
She
odd
is-
compilation.
she says she is, yes, she's very disciplined as well as able to release her rage in a moment's notice.
I
Hmm.
would prefer my actions speak for themselves, but there's no need for that here.
We should not combat among friends, among allies.
Una just pats you on the back, Frey, and she says, I'll leave you to talk to them. You all can figure out how you wish to proceed, but I wanted to send someone with you. If you do intend to work with us against the cultists, then I want one of us to be with you. And Xylia is recovering from her from the Shadowfell sickness, so I don't want her going out anymore, at least for now.
Who is recovering from Shadowfell sickness?
Xylia.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
If you remember, she was being treated for it, but she couldn't
yeah,
finish
yeah.
that treatment.
And then we took her out in the wilderness for 2 days.
Yeah, which wasn't great, but she's okay.
Arapel will pat Remy on the back in a very similar way to how Una just patted Freynier. And be like, we are depleted in our numbers, and this one's combat prowess could be of value to us in our endeavors.
If nothing, her long knowledge and experience will definitely help.
Arapel does not see the insult in this and totally goes with, oh yes, you value knowledge and experience.
Remy, Frey would, kind of get closer. She would say, Remy, I'm under the impression, or I've been told that you were with Uslog the longest, so I'm sorry about your loss.
He just is just kind of struck, like he was being so mean, and he just kind of caught by this kindness and just doesn't. He just kind of turns away. Doesn't even know what to say. Kind of caught without words for probably not very often. First time, long time.
I'll say, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gal.
I think that was Darian.
Darian, sorry. Getting used to the voices still.
I was just say, yeah, I didn't know her much, but it was quite a loss. Well, I'll kind of get up and welcome to the Splitlanders. I think that's what we're called. Is that right, Remy?
Yeah.
So what's your story, Frey? I sat back down. You barbarian and monk skills combined are very common.
Yeah. As Frey kind of sits down to start telling her story, she takes out some herbs and dried flowers from her satchel. We're in breakfast area, right now? Is that kind of what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were enjoying breakfast.
Right. She would take some hot boiled water and pour some tea for everyone.
Oh.
And just sit down and start talking. I was with the Suntooth clan as a child. They found me. I was adopted by them. I stayed with them until I was of age to do my totem quest, similar to what Uslog did, but mine did not go quite as expected as many of the others who have passed through that. So it seemed my path was different. I was chosen by none other than a dragon spirit. And that did not go well for me. It was difficult to control. I made a lot of mistakes. Things went poorly. So I chose another path. Found the monks of the Ascendant Dragon. And they helped me to align my spirit with that of my dragon. And now I'm in control.
Gnome Chomsky seems surprised. He says, "So you left the Suntooth to find these monks?"
Yes, about 15 years ago now.
But then
And
you
Slug was a child when I left, but we were pretty close. I was often the one in charge of her, which was nightmare, let me tell you.
he says, but
And
then
you,
go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
He would just say, but then you rejoined with them later.
Yes, I heard of the events in Shar and made my way.
Hell, it's good to have you now.
Yes.
This dragon connection, you are in communication with a genuine individual dragon, or it is a more vague affinity for dragon abilities?
I would say the latter. Yes. Yeah, I am not in communication with it. Not like Uslug could be with
Or
her
symbiosis?
wolf spirit. It's more I can take on the aspects. I can channel.
1/12% dragon.
I don't know how this works.
Fascinating.
My great.
Yeah.
No, usually with our people, it's the guardian spirits they choose one of those who prove themselves worthy, such as Uslog. But
But generally the people
something was
choose?
not wrong with
And
mine.
in your case, the dragon chose you? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ah,
Yeah. So
fascinating.
yep.
Perhaps it is an honor, since it is unusual.
Perhaps.
And a great being that has chosen you.
I've come to see it that way. We were at odds before, but it seems we've found a balance.
All right. We are a little bit over, and I know some of you might need to get going, so we might want to stop here and do MVP votes.
Sure.
Did Matt log in 3 minutes ago, or did someone... Lou, did you comment from him?
No, that was me commenting from him.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of playing Gnome Chomsky.
I was just making sure. I was like, wait, did he come in?
No, that was just me.
Alright.
So, just in case you need the command to whisper me. But yeah, we if you all want, we can go over the journals more. That might give you more connection to what had happened in the story before. But you can also all just separate from that at this point, since they're such a different group. It might naturally lead back to that at some point, but it's not important that you all know exactly what happened in the first chapters.
But I think there's a few key players that we're going to re-encounter, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. There's probably some story connections.
We already
but,
have. We
I
already
mean,
have, like...
You don't...
And
you don't have to have those story connections to, like, necessarily, know what's going on. But, yeah, if you want to talk about them, that's fine. So, Gao, with 4 votes, you are MVP.
Also, like, just with regard to the comment about our name keeps changing, like, I'm pretty sure our name has only changed once. Like, we picked the name Foxglobes long before anyone except Carly was part of this group. And then we became Splitlanders.
Yeah, well, Chomsky was just kind of breaking some chops. He wasn't really being serious. Because the group has joked about that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we can reconnect some of the threads with what's happened before, and yeah, we'll do this adventure to see about Uslog's fate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll pick it up next week. I know we didn't have any battle this week, but hopefully you all still enjoyed it.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, let's
I like
some
RP.
shit next week. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to be here the last day of the month, so I'll put it in the attendance.
Oh no, are you going to be out the day we resurrect you?
No,
That'll be
not gonna
awkward.
rush.
Are you just pulling her? Like, that's gonna be a joke. Like 2 sessions later, like
Yeah,
oh, you're
the way
resurrected.
things go with us,
I wouldn't let Arapel resurrect you 2 sessions ago, but now you're alive.
Well, going along with the quest, I mean, like how
Yeah.
this is related to the Raven Queen. But yeah, I mean, knowing my luck, that's how it'll line up. If you do finish the quest, it'll be just when she's not here to be there for that, assuming it happens.
But the way that we like move through quest lines, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen in 2 sessions.
Yeah, true. It might be more. We'll see. All right, well, I'm going to take off for the evening, everyone. Take care. I'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.